Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Hopefully everything is working properly. Pay no attention to the music video that is up right now. Yep, we're not going to listen to that. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff to cover. Hang on, let me just shut this this door real fast. 1 second. Wow, that's a long song. Awesome. All right, well, let's talk about what we're going to hit, shall we? I have this app called Clipchimp that I wrote. It's an app that works on Windows and Mac, and I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not selling it or anything. It's not really even available to the public. I'm just proud of it. Anyway, let's see. So I have some tabs. It helps me organize my videos and the things that I want to talk about. I wanted to hit, wait.
Doing a pretty good job. And here just
What was some of the other stuff I wanted to hit? I lost some of it. All right, well, let's hit Benny Johnson first, and then Nick Shirley. Yeah. Benny Johnson, then Nick Shirley, then maybe Jehovah's Witnesses. Open. Alrighty, awesome. Now let me just drag it over here. Open. Perfect. Okay, good. Let's hit it, shall we? Right-wing influencers are going after trans people in deeply disturbing ways right now, dude. Listen to what Benny Johnson had to say recently at Turning Point USA's conference or whatever.
Mistakes. Transgenderism is a lie from the pit of hell, and I'm sick of seeing transgender violence and murderers in my country.
I mean, not for nothing, but what he's claiming that trans people are inherently more violent. He's doing the exact same thing with trans people that conservatives have been doing with black people since basically forever, claiming that they are more violent. You know, there's this 1350 right-wing Nazi talking point. 1350. 13% of the population, which is the black population, commits 50% of the violent crimes, which is not true. It was distorted from the actual statistic, which is something like 13% of the population commits 50% of the murders, maybe in certain circumstances. And the fact is, that's the result of one of two things. It's a dichotomy. Either it's a social issue that could be resolved, if that statistic is even accurate. It's a social issue that could be resolved through reparations, through education, funding, their neighborhoods, fixing up their roads, their bridges, their infrastructure, funding their education better, things like that. It's either that, or it's a genetic problem, in which case you're a Nazi. That's what Nazis believed. So, first of all, there's that. Second, not every black person you meet is violent. In fact, almost none of them are. The vast majority of people in the black community are just normal people going about their day, living their lives, doing their business. But this fear-mongering that exists against the black community, against the trans community, creates an environment where people are afraid to be around the black community, and it enables them to blame all of their problems on them. If they really cared about violence, they would pay closer attention to men. Men are 800% more likely to commit a violent crime than women? Is he sick of men in the same way? Is he trying to jail men, blame men for all of his problems? No, of course he's not. That's ridiculous. Because every person that you meet, you need to walk into that engagement without prejudices, without prejudging the situation, without assuming that they're violent or that they're whatever. The vast majority of men that you meet are not going to be violent. The vast majority of interactions that you have aren't going to end badly. But instead of acknowledging that, he's leaning into it for trans people specifically right now. He's scaring the bejesus out of everybody about trans people, trying to make people feel like every trans person is violent, even though almost none are. This is the nature of right-wing propaganda.
Mistakes. Transgenderism is a lie from the pit of hell, and I'm sick of seeing transgender violence and murderers in my country.
This is not happening. It's a fabricated number anyway. Trans people are not more violent, not even close to more violent. In fact, they're less violent than the average population, than the, God, there's a word I'm looking for. I can't remember it. They are less violent on average than the general population. That's it. Disgusting.
Angry about. And what has made me so angry about this moment is that it should have been a unifying moment for us to all say, what a horrid and wretched ideology. Now it's time to kick in doors, right? Come on, FBI, do some door kicking. Round them up. The violent Antifa members, the Trantifa members, it's time, okay? Use this as a moment. That should have been the moment, but we didn't have that moment, sadly.
Disgusting, dude. He's talking about Charlie Kirk's death. He's saying that because there was supposedly a trans person in there somewhere, not even the attacker, but just somebody in the mix somewhere in the investigation, that not only justifies violence against trans people, but they should have their doors kicked in and be arrested for what exactly? And that means that trans people are to blame for this, even though there was a trans person in the mix somewhere. That is insane. And for the record, Benny Johnson, I don't think you should be throwing stones with your glass house as a member of the LGBT community yourself. Yeah, he won't admit this, but do you guys remember a while back when he talked about the gay cruise ad that he got? Let me see if I can find. Hold on. No, this isn't working. Let's see. Shared screenshot in his browser. We all know you listen to Bad Bunny. Well, shoot, I was hoping to find. I can't find the. What's this say? In addition to Jones' tweets, it includes allegations from far-right influencer Milo Yiannopoulos and a 2017 incident where Johnson complained about an ad on Military Times site promoting a gay cruise, seeming not to realize it was a targeted ad based on his own web browsing history. Yes, Benny Johnson complained. The advertising on Military Times right now. Benny Johnson complained about the fact that there was an advertisement for the world's largest gay cruise. When this is a Google ad, that means it's targeted. That means Google looks at his browsing history and determines that this is the ad most appropriate for him. He outed himself with this tweet. He probably deleted it. I have no idea. But the point is, Benny Johnson is throwing stones from a glass house. He is a member of the LGBT community. I'm very confident with ads like that in his web browsing history. And he is attacking people for no reason. Literally calling for trans people to be rounded up. What broke in these people's minds? I'm telling you, like, when the Democrats take power again in the United States, and they will, we need to treat these people like the terrorists that they are and investigate them and put them in prison for crimes that they've committed, for stochastic terrorism that they engage in, for real terrorism that they engage in. We cannot put up with this anymore. It's been like this for too long. Biden got in office and he said, let's put it all behind us. No, I don't want to put it all behind us. Now, we tried that and it didn't work, and look where we are. We have to face this head on now.
As a moment, that should have been the moment, but we didn't have that moment, sadly, because there was too much tearing at the seams. It's time to focus, ladies and gentlemen, on what's truly ripping the true evils, demonic evils that are ripping this country apart. Yes, this is the ideology.
Yeah, the demonic evils ripping this country apart are trans people, right? Totally. Absolutely. That makes sense. Not right-wing extremists like Benny Johnson. I'm honestly surprised that we didn't see actual pogroms. You know, I've read a lot about World War II and the lead up to pogroms and how this happened and everything. Pogroms are like violent outbursts that turn into riots in the streets. Like Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass in Germany, is an example of a pogrom. They went door to door killing people, you know, violently. It was horrific. And I was so confident we were going to see pogroms. That may still be around the corner. The Charlie Kirk thing was a flashpoint. That was the moment that this country could have completely, fully turned into Nazi Germany. And the only reason it didn't is because Trump is not smart enough to, I guess. Because he didn't know what he'd been handed in this Charlie Kirk attack. Insane.
The ideology that took Charlie from us. And what was the last words that Charlie said on Earth? He was actually answering a question about transgender violence.
No, he wasn't. He was answering a question about black people, actually. He was saying a racist dog whistle. Had nothing to do with trans people. Like, what is this guy? What's wrong with him? He has to know this. To come up here and say some shit like this. He had to know this was a lie, right?
Gender violence. God was sending us a message. Let us heed that message.
Jesus Christ, dude. These people are broken. And honestly, like I said, this is not new. Okay? This is not new. This is happening under Biden as well. And seriously, we cannot abide by this anymore. When Democrats take power again, we cannot allow this type of shit to happen anymore. Literal terrorists spreading terrorism. Listen to this. This is Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire.
There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism.
This one's from 2023. This is March 4th, 2023.
It is all or nothing.
All or nothing with trans people.
If transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages.
The fuck does that mean? What the fuck do you even mean by that? It's true for everybody. Are you saying if one person can be trans, then everybody is trans? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. Is this some kind of philosophical, like, meat beating that you're engaging in? Or what are you talking about? No, some people are trans and some are not.
It's true for...
Are you saying because you're not trans, nobody is trans? That's what it sounds like he's saying right now.
Can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too.
What does that mean exactly? Seriously, like, really think about what he's trying to say here. It feels like he's saying absolutely fucking nothing and pretending it's some philosophical W or something.
And if it's false, then we should not indulge it, especially since that indulgence requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people.
Yeah, so me being trans, I'm not trans, but, you know, me being trans affects you how exactly? How are you negatively affected by me living my fucking life? The fact is, he's not negatively affected by it. The concept that this country was built upon is your right to swing your fist ends at the tip of my nose. You can swing it anywhere you want, but right here. Because when you swing your fist here, you're not exercising your rights anymore. You're violating my rights now. People being trans does not affect your life in any way, shape, or form. He would argue people being trans does affect his life and the lives of his kids or whatever, because his kids see somebody being trans and now they feel, oh, I can be trans too if I want. And they can go, you know, become trans if they want to. Except, A, that's not how it works. You're trans or you're not trans. And B, where is this enthusiasm for vaccines? You know, vaccines genuinely do affect the broader society. If you come around my kid unvaccinated, my kid is genuinely in danger as a result, actually. Not pretend danger like he seems to think trans people pose. So is he pro-vaccine? No, he's not pro-vaccine. He's anti-vax, of course, because this isn't a consistent principle that he holds. This is a case of him trying to impose his will on the people around him and not giving a shit about principle or values or your right to swing your fist ends at the tip of my nose. He doesn't care about any of that. Never did. He is a colossal scumbag. Both of them are. Both this dude and Benny Johnson. And if you think these two are bad, buckle up. There's more.
Requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people.
Such a victim. Oh, right? Oh, he's so victimized, this guy. Oh, gotta feel so bad for him because somebody's trans around him. That's hard. Boy, he's suffering, huh? He needs reparations.
If it is false, then for the good of society, and especially for the good of the poor people who have fallen prey to this confusion, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology at every level.
This word, eradicated, should scare the shit out of everybody. Scares the shit out of me. Again, I'm not even trans, but this is the kind of language that extremists use. This is the kind of language that violent nutcases use, which is what we're watching. That was 2023. Here is one. I'm not actually sure when this one is from.
The one issue I think that is so against our senses, so against the natural law, and dare I say, a throbbing middle finger to God, is the transgender thing happening in America right now. We are in a church, and so it's important to remember Deuteronomy 22:5, a woman shall not wear a man's garment. garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak.
Wait, Deuteronomy? Why the fuck are you looking at the Old Testament like we give a fuck about that? Jesus came along and abolished, or fulfilled, if you prefer, the old law. He fulfilled it. It's irrelevant now. He replaced it with 2 new commands. Love your neighbor as yourself, and love God with your whole heart, soul, mind, body, and strength. Why are you looking at old Jewish texts that have no bearing on modern Christianity? Are you going to stop eating shellfish, pork, stop wearing cotton and linen blends too? Of course not. He doesn't give a fuck about any of that. He only gives a fuck about it if it furthers his ideological goals. I don't hear him quoting the shellfish verse, ever. I've literally never heard him quote that verse.
For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God. You hear that, William Thomas? You're an abomination to God.
Who the fuck is William Thomas, and why do I care? Why are you calling somebody out personally? What a colossal piece of shit this dude was, right? I feel like there was a moment where I seriously worried that there were going to be pogroms, and there are still violent extremists out there who are looking for somebody to hurt. But I'm way more comfortable now pointing out how much of a piece of shit this dude was. Really. How long have I been going on this one? Let's see here. That was 20. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. These people are vile, dude. They're vile. All right, let me copy my timestamps. 22 minutes. Awesome. All right. Delete tab. Let's cover Jehovah's Witnesses because...
Mistakes,
Uh-oh.
mistake.
A second. There we are. Okay, good.
Off.
Some Do you remember when
My God, so many crazy people.
this war on
Foxes is the season?
Raise your hand if you'd.
God, these people are nuts, dude. I'm sorry.
We're outside of a place where... Hello, we'd like...
So much nutty stuff.
Hello.
All right, let's see. That's pretty loud. Sorry. Let me turn it down. What do we cover next? Decisions. All right, let's hit this Christmas thing, this Jehovah's Witness Christmas thing. All right, Christmas is come and gone, but I figured it'd be interesting to talk about Jehovah's Witness position on Christmas. They released a Christmas video, fascinatingly, and I want to talk about what they had to say in their Christmas video because they got it hilariously wrong. Like, literally everything that was in this was incorrect. So let's listen to this Christmas video, see what they say. Let me just write down my timestamps. 23. No, 24. Alrighty, awesome. And all right. There was something else I wanted to mention. What was it? It was important. They spread lies and fear. They need something to unite behind instead of real issues that they can't agree on, like poverty, addiction, and homelessness. 100%. Absolutely. It's all ideological trash, too. And the people at the top, like the people who are influencers at the top on the right, like Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk previously, I suppose, and, you know, these other thought leaders are terrorists, in my opinion. They are straight up evil. It's just wrong. All right. My mom came and visited recently. I hadn't talked to her in years, and she just decided to form a relationship recently. So, you know, all right, I'll give it a shot. Why not? She shows me this Christmas video here. And I just want to kind of point, you know, some of the holes in this video. See what they had to say. This is a Jehovah's Witness video on why you shouldn't celebrate Christmas. Actually, let me see. 25. What's the origin of Christmas?
For many people, Christmas is a special time of year, a time for family and a time for celebration. But even though many view Christmas as a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ, did you know that his early followers didn't celebrate his birthday?
I think most people know it's not his actual birthday, but okay.
And neither the word Christmas nor even the notion of celebrating Christ's birthday appears in the Bible. So where did Christmas come from?
It's just fun. It's just fun, okay? That's where it came from. They're going to claim that it was pagan originally. That's not true. We'll get into it as we go.
Consider the following facts. The modern celebration, which varies depending on the region, is evidently a mix of pagan customs and superstitions. In Europe, ancient peoples such as the Celts believed that longer winter nights meant that the sun had stopped moving.
Okay, what does that have to do with literally anything? We're talking about Christmas.
So they lit logs to persuade the sun to move again.
Oh my God, people lit a fire? Is fire pagan now? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
They also decorated their homes with evergreens, believing these would protect their families from evil.
So this is a really good example of, God, what's the word for it? There's got to be a fallacy for this. The two things are not connected to each other. Okay, people hanging like evergreens in their house or whatever, not connected in any way, shape, or form to the origin of Christmas trees. Now, I did a bit of research on this to try to figure out, like, you know, the origins and everything else. Let me tell you a little bit about this. The origin of wreaths is a little more complicated. Wreaths, remember, is what we're talking about. Not hanging evergreens in a row or whatever, but wreaths specifically. Originally made for use with pagan rituals in Europe and were associated with the changing seasons and fertility. Christianity appropriated the symbolism of the wreath based on its Roman association with honor and moral virtue. The Advent wreath specifically is a Christian invention. In the 1500s, the Lutheran Church in Germany started using evergreen Advent wreaths to mark the days of the 4 weeks before Christmas. So the wreath specifically is Christian. It is a Christian practice. Lighting a fire is something that people have done for thousands of years. The Christmas tree has an interesting story behind it. The origin could be from a couple different places, but one of the most likely places is probably the paradise tree connection. In the Middle Ages, paradise trees began to appear in Germany, meant to represent the Garden of Eden. These evergreen trees were hung with apples and displayed in homes on December 24th, the religious feast day of Adam and Eve. That's from the Encyclopedia Britannica. I found that they're not super trustworthy, but that information specifically is factual as far as I can tell. So the Christmas tree, as far as I see, is also a Christian invention. Wreaths and Christmas tree are Christian. Regarding Santa Claus, which they will get to in a minute, Saint Nicholas was a real person, an early Christian bishop of Greek descent from the maritime city of Patara in Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, during the Roman Empire, who lived from around 270 to 343 CE. He was not a pagan figure. He was Bishop of Myra, imprisoned and likely tortured during the persecution of Christians by the Roman Emperor Diocletian. released after Constantine legalized Christianity and may have attended the Council of Nicaea in 325 CE. His reputation for secret gift-giving comes from Christian legends. A man with 3 daughters of marriageable age couldn't afford dowries, putting the young girls in danger of being forced into prostitution. St. Nicholas secretly provided gold for their dowries. Here's how he became Santa Claus. After the Reformation, devotion to Nicholas disappeared in all the Protestant countries of Europe except Holland, which is now the Netherlands, I believe, where his legend persisted as Sinterklaas. Dutch colonists took this tradition to New Amsterdam, now New York City. Sinterklaas was adopted by the country's English-speaking majority under the name Santa Claus, and his legend was united with old Nordic folktales of a magician who punished naughty children and rewarded good children with presents. So it sounds, again, this is from Britannica. You have to be careful about where you pick this up, but that's the story as far as I understood it before reading from them. So Saint Nick was a real person. And when we use the word pagan, like when Jehovah's Witnesses say pagan, what they really mean is anybody who is not of Christian origin. So if you believed in Thor or Zeus or, any of the other Nordic, Roman gods or whatever, you would be considered pagan. Freya or some of the other, Odin, gods like that, if you believed in them or you did literally anything connected to their anything at all, you were considered pagan. There was a Nordic belief in a guy that gave presents or whatever that blended with Saint Nicholas. That's the origin of Santa Claus. So arguably, I suppose, maybe kind of from a non-Christian origin or whatever, but who gives a fuck? All right, let's keep listening here. So they're incorrect on the logs, incorrect on the wreaths. Those are of Christian origin.
Lit logs to persuade the sun to move again. They also decorated their homes with evergreens, believing these would protect their families from evil. These pagan practices began centuries before Christ.
Again, nothing to do with those pagan practices. Okay, people just light fires in the wintertime. People put up wreaths as, Christianity invented wreath practices. Christianity invented the Christmas tree.
And have survived in the form of the modern-day Christmas tree and other decorations.
Bullshit! Complete nonsense! Christmas tree has nothing to do with putting up evergreen in your house or whatever.
The Bible does not give a date for Jesus' birth. It does mention that shepherds were tending their flocks outdoors on the night he was born, something that they did not do during the cold winter.
Don't you love how these people just completely fucking fabricate ideas about when they think Jesus was born?
So why is Jesus' birthday celebrated in December? The ancient Romans held a winter feast in honor of their god of agriculture, Saturn. After more than a week of gift-giving and
This is not true. None of this is true.
drunken feasts, the celebration ended on December 25th, the birthday of the sun god Mithra.
No. Literally no to all of that. None of that is true. Did they not fact check any of this? Did they reference their old magazines to find the answers to this? They didn't look into this at all? Here's the truth of the origin of the date, December 25th. There are a couple of possibilities. There is something called the calculation hypothesis. Early Christians believed Jesus died on March 25th, Nisan 14, in the Hebrew calendar, which they correlated with the spring equinox. They applied a Jewish/ancient concept that great figures live integral lives, dying on the same calendar date on which they were born or conceived. So if Jesus died on March 25th, he was also conceived on March 25th. Add 9 months to that, that's December 25th. It's a conspiracy theory. That's not true. That's not how anything works at all. But it was an early Christian reason to arrive at that date. It's probably not why December 25th is the day. It's probably a post hoc explanation or whatever. Or maybe it's one of the factors that added into it. But this stuff about Saturnalia, that is not true in any way, shape, or form. Saturnalia was celebrated from December 17th to December 23rd, not December 25th. There was a Sol Invictus celebration on December 25th, but there's no evidence at all that it had anything to do with them choosing the date, December 25th. You know how you were told since you were little that they picked that date because there were celebrations going on at that time on that day, and they were trying to work their own religious holiday in? No, it's completely made up. Saturnalia ended on December 23rd. It doesn't even land on the right day. Professor Gary Forsyth notes that the Natalis Solis Invicti followed the 7-day period of the Saturnalia. They're sequential, not overlapping. So when Jehovah's Witnesses say Christmas is really Saturnalia, they're conflating two different Roman observances, and neither one actually explains December 25th. The calculation hypothesis is probably why the date was chosen, as far as I can tell. Again, it's a conspiracy theory. It doesn't really work that way. Obviously, like, special figures don't spend a certain integral or whatever on the earth. But as far as I can tell, that's probably why the date was chosen. So they're just like completely making this up.
Than a week of gift giving and drunken feasts, the celebration ended on December 25th.
No, it didn't.
The birthday of the sun god Mithra.
Nope. Again, like, literally none of this is correct.
Hundreds of years after Jesus' death, in the 4th century, church leaders adopted this ancient Roman festival as the birth date of Jesus, blending pagan worship with Christianity.
No.
What about Santa Claus?
Okay, we covered Santa Claus.
He represents a mix of fictional...
You know, I may actually insert Santa Claus, like my explanation for Santa Claus, I may pull it from earlier in the video and insert it in this section to make it more logical and fit better. Just an editing note.
What about Santa Claus? He represents a mix of fictional characters who rode through the sky, rewarding good...
No. Odin is the Nordic chief god, like the Nordic Zeus, I understand. They called him Woden in German. W-O-D-E-N. W is pronounced like V's, of course. He's not a mix of Odin at all. And why does Odin's horse have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs? I thought it... Wait. Okay, I didn't realize Odin's horse had 8 legs. That's crazy. I thought it had 6 for some reason. Anyway, this is just not... This is made up entirely. Like, they just made this shit up completely.
Through the sky, rewarding good children with gifts and sweets, and harshly punishing those who misbehaved. In the early 1900s...
So notice they showed St. Nicholas here. St. Nicholas was the character that Santa Claus was based on. And La Befana, maybe that's the one that they kind of base it on loosely or whatever. I don't know why Odin is in the mix here.
In the early 1900s, advertisers began using Santa Claus to promote holiday shopping.
Yes, it's fun.
Since then, Christmas has become one of the most profitable times of the year.
Yes, it's awesome. You give people gifts and you have a good time and you hang out and all that. It's the best. What is your problem with it, really? Just hypothetically, Jehovah's Witnesses, say it wasn't based on pagan anything. Well, let's say you celebrate only the Christian stuff, only the Christmas tree, and only the wreaths that you put up because those are actually originally Christian, right? What would the problem be? What's your issue with it? I know the answer really is they have a problem with fun. They're fun killers.
Business. Of course, many people celebrate Christmas simply to enjoy time with loved ones,
Yes.
enjoy good food,
Yes.
and exchange gifts. This may all seem like harmless fun.
Yes. Oh my God, you've got it.
But as we have seen, Christmas customs are rooted in non-Christian worship.
No. Go, get. No, that's completely made up. Literally the only thing that they got even partially correct is that Santa Claus might be a blend of Christian characters and Nordic characters. That's it. Every other thing they bitched about in this was made up.
Do those origins really matter? How do God and Jesus feel?
You notice, like, their argument is entirely based on the origins. But we know that they wouldn't celebrate it anyway, even if the origins weren't pagan, as they're not.
Jesus himself said that God wants us to worship the Father with truth. Consider, could a holiday with customs that originate in false worship be compatible with true worship?
Okay, Christmas is not about worship. It's about fun. It's about having a good time. I'm not worshiping Jesus or whatever the fuck when I celebrate Christmas. I'm just having a good time, that's all. It's not deeper than that.
Millions who were led to believe that Christmas is a harmless holiday have learned the truth about it and have decided not to celebrate Christmas.
See, it's not a harmless holiday. It's a harmful holiday.
Throughout the year, they still gather with their family, enjoy good food, and give gifts without any worry that they are offending God.
Why would simply gathering together with family and giving family gifts offend God? Why would that offend God? I mean, really knock this around the old noggin for a second. What an absolutely absurd thing to say. It's just fun. Okay? We're just having a good time. We're just enjoying ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. And this constant obsession with worrying that what you're doing is going to upset God is not healthy for your mind, dude. Really, it's not. Please, Jehovah's Witnesses, just have fun, all right? I'm surprised they didn't give any of the reasons for birthday celebrations. You know their reason for not celebrating birthdays? They claim that every example of birthdays being celebrated in the Bible ends with somebody losing their head, which is true. But if that were really the problem, then that would preclude them from having dogs as pets, right? Because every time dogs are mentioned in the Bible, it's in a negative light. This logic falls apart at the moment that you start poking holes in it. Completely falls apart. And that is why it's against the rules to even discuss this stuff, because their logic is paper thin and they know it. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's sad, dude. Please just celebrate Christmas and have a good time. I'm begging you. Stop, like, wringing your hands and living life like you can't do anything fun because it might hurt God's feelings or some stupid shit. Just enjoy YOLO, all right? YOLO. Have a good time while you're here. All right, let's see. 45 minutes, 46. Awesome. All right, and there was another video about Jehovah's Witnesses I wanted to cover. Talarico. All right, let's hit War on Christmas. Awesome. All right. Yeah. Okay, good. You guys remember the War on Christmas, right? You're not allowed to say Merry Christmas or whatever. It sounds like the tides are turning. It sounds like we're allowed to say Merry Christmas now, apparently.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha is here with me tonight. Great to see you, Joe. You know, one of the little remembered promises that President Trump made when he first ran for office was that in America we would be able to say Merry Christmas again. And I think it's safe to say that he has accomplished that. We can say Merry Christmas again.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. When there was never a problem in the first place, it's a pretty easy problem to solve, I suppose. You know, I have this client that I've been working with for many years. Before I was a YouTuber, I was a software engineer and a server admin, and I've been hosting this guy's websites for 10 years at least. Many, many, many years. Dude's name's Chris. Real nice guy. But I think he's a MAGA nutcase. We just don't talk about it. You know, I'm just there to host his websites. He sells car parts, like aftermarket used car parts. And I host his website and he sells his little car parts and we just do our thing. But he calls me the other day and he's like, Owen, Merry Christmas. And like he was aggressive with it, you know? He's trying to, I think he was testing the waters, seeing if that's something he could do now. Because you see, he couldn't do it before. And you know what I did? As an Antifa super soldier? I said, Merry Christmas. It seems to have made him pretty happy. I don't think that he felt that he could do that until Donald Trump was in office. In all seriousness, these people really live in another reality, dude. They live in another world. In what universe were you not allowed to say Merry Christmas? This is what the far right does. They fabricate problems and then thank their leader for fixing the problem that never existed in the first place. You guys remember Kevin Sorbo from God's Not Dead and from Hercules? This is from Christmas 2022.
This war on Christmas, it's nothing new. We've been seeing this gradual decline in actual religion and this push for political correctness. And I feel like they're trying to make the environment like the new woke religion.
Who the fuck is they? Are they in the room with us right now? First of all, and second, there was something I wanted to say about this. I'm trying to remember. What was it? Oh. This is what conservatives do. They fabricate a problem and then pretend that this is all the left is talking about. You guys remember the Sydney Sweeney ad with the American Eagle great genes stuff is clearly a Nazi dog whistle? Do you know that that was completely astroturfed? That was completely fake? American Eagle makes that ad with Sydney Sweeney. And before anybody was even complaining about it, Fox News, Newsmax, One American News Network, and every other, the Washington Times, the Federalist, and all these other right-wing media outlets start saying the left is freaking out about this, you know, Nazi connection, fabricated Nazi connection, blah, blah, blah. Nobody said anything about it before. There's a research document written on this exact subject on the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad. Nobody on the left was talking about it. Right-wing media sources fabricated outrage over this so that they could get people on their side over some perceived insult or whatever. And that is exactly what happened with the war on Christmas. There was never a war on Christmas. Literally, nobody was complaining about people saying Merry Christmas. Not one single person. But Fox News, One American News, and all of the others come out of the woodwork and start complaining about it as though it was real.
Where does it end at this point?
The national Christmas tree lighting seemed to be empty, if you want, of any references to the actual meaning of Christmas. What was your initial reaction to this?
Well, you know, President Trump never left it out, did he? But along comes Uncle Joe, and it's amazing to me because you look at him, you look at Nancy Pelosi. These are the same people that will claim they're devout Catholics, you know, that they're Catholics and all that.
They are Catholic,
and they want to make sure they can get their, you know, 2 bits in there to just sort of pretend that they care about the Christian crowds out there. But at the same time, these are the same people that believe abortion. Believe in the murder.
No, they don't actually. As a matter of fact, that's absolutely not true. Joe Biden is anti-abortion, believe it or not. He is anti-abortion, but pro-choice. You can be both. He's opposed to him getting an abortion, or his wife, or his family, or whatever, but he believes that people should have the right to go to hell in their own way if they want. That's kind of the viewpoint. And you know what? I respect it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what reason you have for being pro-choice, as long as you're pro-choice. It's my body. I can do whatever I want. Your right to swing your fist ends at the tip of my nose. You can do whatever you want in your life, but when you start interfering with my life, then it's a violation of my rights. That's the idea behind the pro-choice movement. Joe Biden is anti-abortion, but pro-choice. Same with Nancy Pelosi. But that nuance doesn't fit through that thick skull of his.
Crowds out there, but at the same time, these are the same people that believe abortion, believe in the murder of babies, and no matter what stage of the pregnancy. So
that just completely made up. Like, no, they don't believe in abortion at any stage, but certainly not at every stage.
They don't follow the Catholic rules very well, so I'm not surprised that he does this. And
you think Biden's out there getting abortions on the weekends?
They don't follow the Catholic rules very well, so I'm not surprised that he does this. And it blows my mind that people just constantly give him the pass on that. Wait
a minute, I'm sorry, that he does this. He said, not surprised he does. Does what? Surprised he does what? One more time, what is he doing that's upsetting you right now?
Don't follow the Catholic rules very well, so I'm not surprised that he does this.
Does what? That he says happy holidays? What? I don't understand.
And it blows my mind that people just constantly give them the pass on that as well. But they don't care. They don't care what they put out there. They don't care if they say. They don't care if they lie. They don't care anything about that. I mean, we're past hiding any of the hypocrisy that this president and his staff have to say. And his cabinet just goes right along with it. And they're behind him 100% all the time.
Hypocrisy. Yeah. Biden is a hypocrite. Right. Totally. These people are delusional, dude. Like, I don't know what else to call it. This is full-on delusion. Yeah, there's this guy named Rick Scarborough, and I covered this every year on Christmas for a while. Pocket Square Man, I see. Anyway, he is just... Not only is he a hate monger, not only does he talk shit about gay kids and trans kids and everything all the time, calls them slurs and you know the type. Not only does he do that, but he also hates Christmas, believe it or not. So I guess this is the guy you got to look to for the war on Christmas. Listen to what he had to say. This is from, I think, 2018. No, maybe 2020.
Some interesting facts about Santa to consider. First, His name is spelled with the exact same letters that spell Satan.
Oh, that proves it, boys. Pack it up. He's really Satan in disguise. This is actually the same thing Jehovah's Witnesses say.
Coincidence? Perhaps. Except I do not believe that anything with God is accidental or coincidental.
God, he's so stupid.
Perhaps you're thinking, well, preacher, you're way up too tight about this. Well, just continue to listen and let's think it through. Secondly, Santa is given all the attributes of God. He is omniscient. He knows everything that every child is doing. He's omnipresent, allowing him to be in every store simultaneously around the world in a single night. And he's omnipotent. There's no toy that he cannot create and provide out of thin air if he decides the child.
Now, hold on. I understand that Santa has a factory up north, doesn't he? I didn't think he's creating it out of thin air. And also, this is just fun, okay? Please get help. People are just having a good time, sharing gifts with each other. What is your problem with this?
Is worthy of it. The only problem with this is it's all a lie. And that allows for a transition to the most indicting part of the Santa myth. The entire case for Santa is built upon a works foundation. He's keeping a list of who's naughty and nice, and he checks it twice.
Oh my God, dude. So you're telling me that I shouldn't tell my kid to be good at all? Because that would be a works-based thing? You telling me that I can tell my kid, just feel like being good in your heart. And if you're not good, that's okay. No, we're trying to get children to act good. I mean, I don't believe in lying to your children. Certainly not about Santa Claus or whatever. But it's just fun, brother. And it's not just about Santa Claus for Rick Scarborough. It's about Christmas. These people are like allergic to fun.
And only if a child is truly deserving according to their works do they merit the gift or gifts they requested, teaching a works system.
Oh, please.
This is antithetical to the gospel narrative.
You mean antithetical? What is antithetical? I've never heard that in my life. Anyway, seriously, like, these people are wound up like springs. Can they, like, are they allergic to fun? In all seriousness? Tell me what you think in the comments. It's just sad. Alrighty, Christmas is done. Antithetical. Let's see.
We're outside of a place where a deportation took place. Hello, we'd like to ask.
Yeah, okay. I thought I downloaded this video, but apparently I didn't. 1 second here.
Raise your hand.
Hello. Hello. We're a list of all.
Yeah, I did download the video. I guess I just didn't open it. All right, here we are. Tabs. There's this dude named Nick Shirley. It's like a right-wing extremist nutcase, total scumbag, who's going around harassing people and calling it a documentary, quote unquote. He went to some healthcare facility, some building where the doctor's offices and stuff like that, and claimed that they're all Somalis who are committing fraud.
A list of all of the healthcare companies.
Oh, this is super quiet. I'm sorry.
Companies.
Damn. Can I amp this up? Let me try 1 second here. Let me try making it louder. Normalize audio. Start. Let me just try amping it up 1 second here. That work? Nope.
A list of all of the healthcare companies.
Damn it, that did not work. All right, well, maybe we'll just have to deal with it. I'll amp it up in editing.
A list of all
Oh, that's better.
of
Perfect. Just didn't propagate, I guess.
a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. No, it's okay. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
So the guy, he's like a right-wing troll, and he shows up to this building. It's obviously a very large building with multiple floors, multiple rooms on each floor, and he's going around to each one with a camera crew harassing people.
Can I get healthcare here? No, wait. Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security, armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare.
It's literally just a building with doctors' offices in it.
Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7.
Like, seriously, I don't know actually what he's looking at or where he is or whatever, but I understand he just like went to this random building with a camera crew and just started filming and claiming that it was fraud. This all originates from some fraud scheme that was committed, I think during COVID maybe, where they were trying to take advantage of COVID money, and they got away with like millions of dollars or something with fraudulent requests. You know, let me just look it up. Hold on. Let's just be sure about this. All right, this is oh my god, dude. Hang on. Let me just try pulling it up. Not a robot. All right. This is on New York Times, how fraud swamped Minnesota's social services system on Tim Walz's watch. The fraud scandal that rattled Minnesota was staggering in its scale and brazenness. Federal prosecutors charged dozens of people with felonies, accusing them of stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from a government program meant to keep children fed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, if you notice, they're blaming Tim Walz here. Fraud happens all the time. And Tim Walz is working against it. Obviously, he's trying to fight against the fraud, but people like apparently the New York Times and a lot of right-wing outlets are heavily implying, if not outright stating, that Tim Walz was directly involved in the fraud as a quid pro quo where the fraudsters will vote for Tim Walz. I mean, it was absolutely absurd, some of the claims made by this guy right here, actually, by Nick Shirley. Anyway, so on to the fraud scheme itself. Wait, where was it? At first, many in the state saw the case as a one-off abuse during a health emergency, but as new schemes targeting the state's generous safety net programs came to light, state and federal officials began to grapple with a jarring reality. Maybe this isn't a trustworthy article and I should find another. Over the last 5 years, law enforcement officials say fraud took root in pockets of Minnesota's Somali diaspora as scores of individuals made small fortunes by setting up companies that bullied state agencies for that billed state agencies for millions of dollars worth of social services that were never provided. Federal prosecutors say that 59 people have been convicted in those schemes so far, and that more than $1 billion in taxpayers' money has been stolen in 3 plots they're investigating. Okay? 59 people. The Somali population in Minnesota is about 108,000 people. 108,000. And 59 of them have been arrested. 59 divided by 108,000, I'm sure I don't need to tell you, is a very small number. It's about 0.05% of the Somali population. So chances are you're not going to come across a fraudster, even if you're working with a Somali person in your healthcare, whatever, they're almost certainly not defrauding people. Anyway, let's keep reading. Federal prosecutors say 59 people have been convicted in those schemes and more than $1 billion in taxpayer money has been stolen. That's more than Minnesota spends annually. That's more than Minnesota spends annually to run its Department of Corrections. Minnesota's fraud scandal stood out even in the context of rampant theft during the pandemic, when Americans stole tens of billions through unemployment benefits, business loans, and other forms of aid, according to federal auditors. What? When Americans stole money through unemployment benefits? You mean people on unemployment? What? Okay, I don't know what the New York Times is talking about, but it sounds like they're saying that people are stealing from the government when they draw unemployment. First of all, you know people pay into that, right? It's an insurance that we pay into, and that it's employer-based, that we pay our employer for unemployment insurance, and then the employer pays the government, and the government manages the unemployment fund. That was an absolutely bizarre thing for them to say, but okay. Maybe there's some event that I'm unaware of. I do not trust the New York Times at all, but I'm just trying to get through so we can explain what happened. Outrage has swelled among Minnesotans, and fraud has turned into a potent political issue in a competitive campaign season. Governor Tim Walz and fellow Democrats are being asked to explain how so much money was stolen on their... Like, are you shitting me? It was a fraud campaign, obviously. Now they're blaming... Anyway, you get the idea. It was a massive fraud scheme that took place. A bunch of people have been arrested, and it's been uncovered and everything else. And this guy is now going around to random doctor's offices that have Somali people that work there. And he's harassing them. That's what he's doing.
7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be dealing with somebody that was sticking a camera in my face like that either. I'm sorry. Like, that's concerning when that happens, right? Obviously. Hang on. I just thought of a feature that I wanted to add to my website, firesidewatch.com, where you can watch like TV shows with people and everybody controls the remote. They all have like play and pause. Create a name generator. The user keeps that name until they're logged in. No more name entry. Yeah, I've been looking for ways to simplify firesidewatch.com's interface, and I think that's the way to do it. All right.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been.
Who the fuck is David?
Literally, healthcare every door you go to.
Yeah, no fucking shit. Really? You're surprised by that? It's a doctor's office. Wow. A doctor at a doctor's office. Knock me over with a feather.
Yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year?
He has no fucking clue.
I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate.
A daycare center, dude. Why? Leave people alone.
However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentlemen matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay.
So he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
Yeah, totally.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Just a complete piece of shit, dude. These people are just low.
I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we...
Those don't look like Somalis, dude. They're just people. Look, this one is white. What are you talking about? This is the most racist, stupid shit I've seen in a while.
As we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the...
Wait, home health care providers? So you're telling me that these people go to people's homes and this is just their administrative office? What's your problem with this? I don't understand. Because they're Somali, they are immediately untrustworthy. What is wrong with you? Believe it or not, that's not even the worst video that I've seen from this guy. I have a bunch, and he's vile, dude. Seriously. Hey, hang on. Let me just write down my timestamps here. Shirley. Yeah, let's go a little bit more. I found the original video from him. And, dude, it's seriously disgusting. Like, some of the shit that he said on here is just disgusting. Let me find it. Hold on. Tabs.
We're outside. Hello.
Yeah, here it is. More info. Actually, let me open this. And you know what? Let me add one more thing. Add tabs to video editor. Yeah. I put a marker in here. Where did I put it? Wait. How do you have ice here?
At this daycare.
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here?
Wait, how do you have ice here? Is that what he said? I don't understand. Also, there's no evidence that there is fraud happening here. Yes, they misspelled the word learning. People have typos all the time. He has no reason to believe this is fraudulent. Maybe it's just a shitty learning center. You ever consider that one? Maybe it's just a bad learning center. Doesn't mean they're committing fraud.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children?
Don't.
Oh, I see. She's trying to scare them by saying there's ice out here so that they will not open the door. Interesting.
Open up.
And getting $4 million over
Don't
the
open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years.
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in favor?
I don't trust literally anything out of these people's mouths.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know
You're not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally, fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here.
But they're licensed to have 99 children. Like, what day was this? Is this on a weekend? Was it on a weekday? Were they at school? You have no idea what their schedule is. You don't know if maybe this is just the home office and maybe they have satellites. You have no clue. You don't know anything about this.
This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away?
Oh my God, dude.
Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota.
They're at your mom's house. These people are fucking disgusting, dude. I wish I could watch more of this. Like, I wish I had more time. Unfortunately, you know, time is limited, but these people are just disgusting. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. 116. Let's actually cover another one from him. I don't know if you guys knew. Oh yeah, check it out. Gay Cruise. Wait. Oh yes. Oh my God. Check it out. Check this shit out. Okay. I just redid my website. This is my website now. But there's a secret here. If you hit the Go Deeper button, or if you hit Question Everything, Go Deeper, it opens up a modal, like a dialog box, with a link, with link rings. That's pretty cool, right? And it's got like a sky behind it with parallax. I move my mouse around and the stars move. There are little comets that fly by and stuff. You can click a ring and it will show you like what, you know, what's in the ring. Like, this is my main channel. This is Fireside Chat. This is TikTok, Discord, Twitch, Unfiltered. And I've got like Cameo, Patreon, PayPal. Oops. And I've got tools that I've built: the Cult Test, Fireside Watch, Bible Visualization, and then I've got Clipchimp, which doesn't actually go to anything because that's not public. And then I've got my books. That's awesome, right? I'm super proud of this dialogue. Pretty proud of it. Oh yeah, and I also have light mode. Pretty awesome. Yeah, also check out firesidewatch.com. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this so that you don't enter a name. It just generates a random name for you unless you sign in. And then you can set your own name. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do with it to simplify it. Also, somebody asked, can I add voice and video? I'm thinking I'm not going to, because that adds a new layer of moderation that I have to do, where right now I don't have to do any moderation on it. It's just available to the public, you know? If it gets popular, I might add those things, but yeah. Anyway.
We're outside of... Hello, we'd like...
Yeah. Let's pop this puppy up. Puppy has been popped. Let me just zoom in here. All right. This is an application that I wrote. Clipchimp is what I call it. And I have like a bunch of analyses on the side and markers that I can insert directly. I ran an analysis on this video just to kind of see what's in it. This is Nick Shirley. He's like a new right-wing troll that's getting really popular right now. Complete scumbag. He went to New York City to ask people if they think the country is running well. Listen to this.
We're outside of a place where deportation took place. What do you think about the current state of America?
Because we have not had assimilation with this immigration, it's just really become an invasion.
Why is my son wanting to learn how to load up a silencer? Because you're hurting people. No.
So you've got the hardcore left wings that just aren't happy with anything. And it's, quite frankly, it scares me.
What do you...
It scares you that the hardcore left wings aren't happy with anything. Okay.
What do you think about the current state of America, sir?
Goodbye, fascist.
What makes me a fascist, sir? And how do you feel like Trump's second term has gone so far? Today, we're going all across America asking Americans about the current state of America. Right now, you have lots of things going on within the nation, from ICE raids to the rise of Islam to Republicans.
The rise of Islam? The fuck are you talking about?
turning on MAGA, and also Democrats calling Republicans fascists and Nazis, and you even have National Guardsmen who have been killed by illegal migrants on the streets of Washington, D.C.
Okay, what he's talking about here, this is just complete lies. Like, all of this is lies all the way down. The dude that took a shot at the National Guard people, he wasn't an undocumented immigrant. He was a documented immigrant, wasn't he?
And right now within the Democrat Party, no one really knows who their leader really is. On Polymarket right now, as far as who's going to be the next nominee, it goes from Gavin Newsom to AOC. A lot of people wonder what's the current state of the Democrats as well. But today we're going to be going all across the country from New York City all the way to Hawaii. We're going to be asking people about the current state of America. Let's get into it and let's start here on the streets of New York City. Let's go. And what do you think about the current state of America right now?
I think it's a mess.
And why do you think it's a mess?
Because we have an idiot for a president.
Would you consider Trump a fascist?
Absolutely.
And what makes him a fascist in your opinion?
He's killing people in Venezuela with...
Well, there's a real answer to that question. What makes him a fascist? There are 14 points to fascism, but at the end of the day, fascism boils down to this: conform or else. They try to force people to conform to their way of life, their viewpoint, their everything. And if you don't, then you need to be excised from the country violently most of the time. And fascism is different from authoritarianism. They're not the same. In fact, fascism, unlike authoritarianism, is very new. It's only been around for 100 years. And in fact, I argue it couldn't exist without a mass communication method because it, by definition, necessitates a cult of personality. Hitler had a cult of personality behind him. The cult of personality in this case is Donald Trump. I think that authoritarianism is different in that an authoritarian leader wants to control things, but if you just live your life and stay out of politics and don't say much about, what's going on, you just do your thing, you'll probably be okay under an authoritarian regime. Like people in North Korea, if they are, if they don't attack the Kims, if they just live their lives and do their thing, they're probably going to be okay. I mean, poverty is a whole separate situation. Under Stalin, as long as you didn't criticize Stalin or communism, you'd probably be okay. And as long as you weren't like an ethnic minority or whatever other thing. But fascism doesn't just stop at controlling things. Fascists need you to agree with them. And if you don't, then you're in the crosshairs. That it's like mixing a cult of personality with an authoritarian dictatorship. That's what fascism is. And there are qualities to fascism that you can examine and compare. I don't want to go through all 14 of them because I've done that before. The 14 characteristics of fascism written by Umberto Eco. But it's things like, hold on, I'm just looking for, where is it? The cult of tradition. They're obsessed with traditionalism. Rejection of modernism. The Enlightenment age of reason is seen as the beginning of modern depravity. The cult of action for action's sake. Action being beautiful in itself must be taken before or without any previous reflection. Thinking is a form of emasculation. Disagreement is treason, fear of difference, appeal to social frustration, the obsession with a plot. There's somebody always plotting against you, trying to hurt you. You have to feel besieged, that kind of thing. A persecution complex. The enemy is both strong and weak. They're too weak to effectively govern, but too strong to overcome because you're a perpetual victim. Machismo and weaponry. Machismo implies both disdain for women and intolerance and condemnation of non-standard sexual habits, from chastity to homosexuality. So anyway, the point is, there are a lot of things that define fascism, and in some cases, fascist movements only have one of those qualities, and fascism kind of coagulates around just that one. Anyway, this guy is defending a fascist vehemently and spreading propaganda on his behalf. So in my mind, that makes him a fascist too.
Without any reason.
Do you think we should push for a regime change in Venezuela?
No, why the fuck? Are you serious? After living through the Iraq War, why would anybody want regime change in any circumstance ever? Did you not learn from the Iraq War? It was a mistake.
I don't really know much about I can't make an opinion on that. I don't really understand the Venezuelan thing. All I know is he's just, without Congress's approval, he's killing people.
And who do you think is the face of the Democrat Party right now?
I would say Hakeem Jeffries.
And who do you think will be the next president here?
Okay, he cut something out. I don't know what he cut out or why. But Hakeem Jeffries is, in the strictest sense, definitely the face of the Democratic Party. He's the House Minority Leader.
Hakeem Jeffries.
And who do you think will be the next president here in the United States? Between J.D. Vance and potentially Gavin Newsom right now, who do you think is going to win?
I would vote for Gavin Newsom, obviously.
And what do you think about the ICE?
And J.P. Pritzker.
Should Trump be using the National Guard to protect the United States in cities like Chicago?
No.
Wait, should one more time? What was that?
Cities like National Guard to protect the United States in cities like Chicago?
Wait, protect the United States in what way? How is Trump protecting the United States? By sending in the military into U.S. cities?
No. The National Guard are to defend the borders, not to defend the citizens.
What do you
She got it mixed up. ICE is supposed to defend the borders. National Guard is supposed to defend the citizens. They're doing the exact opposite.
think about the current state of America?
Not ideal.
What would you do to fix it?
Dismantle the federal government.
And right now, between the...
What? Dismantle the federal government? What a wild fucking thing to say, bro. Okay, go on.
Republicans and Democrats, who do you trust more?
Neither. Traditionally, Republicans used to want to dismantle the federal government more, although now I think they just redo it towards military spending.
Absolutely. 100%. They don't even pretend to be fiscal conservatives anymore. Donald Trump's responsible for something like 30% of the federal debt.
I think the best solution would be like a libertarian type solution, but, you know, they're not very popular.
What do you think about the current state of America?
It's awful.
Why do you think it's so awful?
Because you think we'd be in a more progressive era, but like we're not. We're like regressing, like we're going back.
Do you think we should be more progressive with some of our policies here in the United States?
1000%.
For instance, should we be deporting illegal migrants?
No.
And what should we do? It's a big topic right now. For instance, we're just a few blocks away from Canal Street where lots of raids have taken place.
I'm from Manhattan.
What should we do with people who are coming into the country illegally?
I think we have bigger issues to worry about.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Why do you care? Why is it a problem? How is this negatively affecting you in any way, shape, or form? This is only positively affecting you. A lot of people don't even realize this. Immigration, there is no downside to immigration. No downside. It grows our GDP. It helps us be more competitive. Who do you think invented the car? Who do you think came up with the theory of relativity? Who invented the internet or built onto the internet? All of this stuff was immigrants. It's immigrants all the way down. That's what makes this country so strong, immigration. No downside to immigration.
You know, we do have a really bad homeless crisis. I work in criminal court, actually. The majority of people that are getting arrested are American citizens and people that are like getting arrested for like petty larcenies, you know, which is just like they're stealing toilet paper because they don't have the money to pay for it, or like food. So I don't think
should
that's
we allow petty crime to scoot by?
I think there's something that needs to be done. There's clearly an underlying issue.
And here in New York City, do you think people should have more hope now that Zoran Mamdani has been elected?
I would love it if he could pronounce his fucking name correctly. Zoran Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani.
Been elected.
I would like to think so, but I'm big on, actions speak louder than words, so let's just hope he does something.
And what do you think about Zoran Mamdani's meeting with President Trump?
He literally cannot pronounce a dude's name correctly, can he?
They seem pretty friendly.
I mean, he has to keep it cute, It's politics. Obviously, our president can't do so, but we have to keep it cute.
Just the other day here in New York City, an ICE raid took place here on Canal Street. Right now, you have a group of people protesting. Let's see what they have to say about the current state of America. What do you guys think about the current state of America?
Where are you all from?
My name's Nick Shirley.
This guy's a real provocateur.
Yeah, he is a provocateur. He's a complete fucking scumbag.
And so what do you guys think about the current state of America right now? We're outside of where an ICE raid
I'm actually going to go dry off. Thank you.
Thanks.
There's something I want to show you. Can you come
So this lady just sabotaged my video.
What was the question again?
What do you think about the current state of America?
Oh, it's a very complicated equation.
Good little troll. Don't talk to him.
Hey, what are you talking about, sir?
Do you think he is? Do you think
He's a Trump fan.
I'm just asking you what you think about the current state of America. We're outside of a place where...
Again, I'm from Manhattan, and it is not a Trump-friendly place. They fucking hate Donald Trump in New York City. Everybody, practically.
Deportation took place. What do you think about the current state of America?
I think it's pretty bad. Oh.
Find out who they are before you talk to them.
What's y'all's credential? Okay,
so
no,
you're
thank
aware
you.
and you're actively consenting to the conversation.
Wow, we're just asking about the current state of America.
Dude, look, this guy brought a sign that says right-wing troll. Where the fuck did he get that? That's fucking awesome. I love that shit.
Wow, this is unbelievable, everybody. I just wanted to come ask about the current state of America.
You don't want to give them content that they will chop up and try to ridicule you with.
Can you show me your badge of journalism? They were all asking for mine.
No.
Can you show me your badge of credibility?
I'm not going to show you my press badge.
So why would they get mad at me for not having...
Because you're a fucking idiot, and everybody knows that you're a fucking idiot.
A press badge asking people, meanwhile you're out here taking photos of me.
I don't know. Do they know who you are?
They apparently do. Look at her.
Well, that answers your question, doesn't it?
But I would like to know who you are as you're taking my photos.
You don't need to know who I am. I don't want to be on camera, and I don't want to talk to you.
Look at this. Okay, for the audio audience. It says, he put on there, paid protesters start singing. Paid protesters? You think people are being paid to stand here in Manhattan? You think there aren't enough people that are opposed to what's happening right now? Seriously, what is wrong with this douchebag? What a complete piece of shit.
You guys, fun fact, underneath the First Amendment, you have the freedom of press, freedom of speech. You actually don't need a press badge to show up to a location and ask people a question.
No, you don't. And that's why you're not being arrested right now. But you're obviously not legitimate, and nobody wants to talk to you because you're not legitimate.
What do you think about the current state of America, sir?
Goodbye, fascist.
What makes me a fascist, sir? All right, you guys, this is quite unbelievable here. This is quite the little protest you got, and this just goes to highlight what's going on here in America. Let's go to the next location. What do you think about the current state of America?
Oh, not that great.
Anything you would do different?
Elect a new president.
Who do you think will be the next president?
Dude, like, his questions are so bland and, like, stunted and boring. And who do you think is going to be the next president? It's bizarre to watch, dude, really.
Great.
Anything you would do different?
Elect a new president.
Who do you think will be the next president?
Newsom.
Would you say he's the face of the Democratic Party right now?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the current state of America?
I think we feel like the masses need to understand that.
Okay, so I saw this earlier, this part. he zoomed in on the guy, like putting his hands together, like the Illuminati symbol or whatever. That, you know, these right-wing nutcases claim that this is a signal to the Illuminati, or a sign that he is Illuminati, or some stupid, insane shit like that. What is wrong with this dude? He's like broken inside, dude. It's just a guy doing something with his hands, Mr. Burns style. Why do you care?
There's no left or right wing party. We need to stay in the middle and move forward. And it's fucked up that we're all here, including me.
It's fucked up that we're all here, like on Earth, in an existential sense. Like, what are you talking about?
Stuff needs to stop. Then the fake propaganda they fucking got people dying over agendas and all this shit. So it's not even
bro, I don't even understand what the fuck he's saying.
About money anymore. It's about whoever the fuck is controlling the narrative. They need to stop. And then now you got the people getting involved. Now the people are making their own deep state. So like, stop.
Who is creating a deep state?
Now you got fucking people, kids wanting to join militia. Stop. No, why is my son wanting to learn how to load up a silencer? Because
I'm sorry, you load up silencers? This is the first time hearing of it. Are silencers something that you load up? What do you load it up with?
You're hurting people. No. No, this is crazy. Now you're like opening the gates of darkness.
So even young kids are trying to learn how to use guns in case something does happen.
Yes, protect their families, brother. Like,
and given the two options of keeping all illegal migrants or deporting all illegal migrants, what would you do?
Why the fuck is it a dichotomy? It's not a dichotomy. We can do one or we can do one or the other. Or we can do a mix of it. We can deport criminals and keep people who have not committed crimes or whatever. Why are you trying to force a decision like this? I would keep everybody if I could. In fact, I wouldn't even deport criminals because they should be in jail if they've committed a crime, right? And if they've already gone to jail for their crime, they've paid their debt to society and they should be able to move forward.
Keep them or deport them all?
I'd say keep the good ones, and I'd say it's probably take back the criminals.
You have to choose. Keep them all or deport them all.
Why do I have to choose?
What'd you do?
Some of them built this country, so I had to say keep them all, because I come from a first immigration family.
And now we're here in Washington, D.C. We're all suited up. I got a special surprise for you guys in just a moment, but let's go interview some people here on the streets of Washington, D.C. first. How do you feel about the current state of America?
I feel really, really good about it, Nick.
Okay, she knows him apparently. It's all politics with Chloe? Let's look this up. Hold on, let me see if I can. Wait a second. Just a second here. Go to the Tic Tac or whatever it is. Wait, what's this? I've seen that. That's pretty cool. What is it? It's all politics with Chloe. Is this it? I can't tell.
What kind of violence are these ICE officers committing against the people? Are they hitting them?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, they are dragging people away.
Video of that? I've not.
It's not even just.
You've not seen a video of ICE knocking people down and shit? Are you blind? Oh, sorry. Hang on. I've got a.
Here's the.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Bad work.
Yep.
I can't find a video of it. Give me a second.
When it comes playing out today, was this video of federal
here? Wait, is this
playing out today? One day after the Supreme.
No, this isn't the one.
Did not want to go.
Stick away, you pussy ass bitch!
I'm just looking for the right video.
There were 400.
Here, just this one right here. This is just a very simple one. Pastor praying in front of an ICE agent.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you so much. I know I can. Thank you so much. I know. Thank you, sir. I know. Sir, come on.
They're arresting a pastor who's literally praying. How about this one? I'll tell you what's happening. They're literally ripping a baby from a mother's arms. They literally ripped a baby from a mother's arms just now. That's what this is. That's what they're doing. You haven't seen them hitting people or getting violent or anything? You haven't seen that, really? That's bizarre. Do you not watch the news at all? It's Trump's Gestapo. That's what these people are. That's what we're watching. It's pure evil. The party of family values, as Skelt says, yes. The party of family values. What was this pastor doing? He was literally just on his knees praying. That's what he was doing. He was on his knees praying.
Please, Father, please,
That stands by the water.
The point is, what could somebody possibly be smoking that would make them say such an obscene, ridiculous, disgusting thing?
Just seen ICE officers arresting individuals who are illegally in this country. Also, I would point out that Obama did this, and it was not all hunky-dory. It was not rainbows and butterflies when Obama was arresting people.
No, but he gave them due process, right? And he didn't have ICE beat the shit out of people. That's a little different. He didn't threaten people with his Gestapo.
The thing is, they were just not transparent about it. This was going on under every single administration.
Anyway, wow, complete piece of shit. Big surprise. That's who this girl is, I guess, that he's talking to here.
How do you feel about the current state of America?
I feel really, really good about it, Nick. I think the media tries to portray the state of our nation as a very bleak and dismal thing. But overall, I think Americans maybe silently are feeling a lot better than they did when Joe Biden was the president.
Then you have got to be smoking something pretty heavy, if you believe that.
I mean, you look at what the media is complaining about. If the worst they can come up with is that we're blowing up Venezuelan drug boats, then I think the president's doing a pretty good job.
You're literally murdering people. It's literal murder. That's not good. That's definitely worthy of complaining about. Oh, yeah, and Trump is he's blockaded Venezuelan, boats or whatever. A military blockade. That is an act of war. Venezuela is passing out guns to their populace right now because they believe that it's going to boil down to a street fight with America. That's not fantastic. What happened to America first? Why the fuck are you doing this? Why are you supporting this?
Good job.
And here just a few weeks ago, a National Guardsman was killed here on the streets of Washington, D.C. Do you feel like the media has now twisted so many words and has almost brainwashed people in the sense where they think that a National Guardsman is a fascist or a Nazi?
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody said that that National Guardsman was a fascist or a Nazi. I don't even know who it was. I don't support that. Nobody supports that. What are you going on about right now?
For protecting the streets of Washington, D.C.?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the only thing you hear about the National Guard from the media is that they are the Gestapo, Trump's Nazi police.
No, that's ICE. But Trump is using the National Guard against the populace. That's what's happening right now.
But in reality, they are the nicest people on the planet. I say hi to them every time I see them. They wave, they smile, they're very neighborly. They would not harm a fly. So that the fact that the media has portrayed them to be some vicious, villainous creatures to the point where somebody thought that they needed to take a shot at one of them and ultimately killed one is
That's not what happened.
just atrocious. And I hope the media stops with that narrative because it's not helping anybody.
Okay, well, Trump should stop sending the National Guard and military and other federal agents like ICE into U.S. cities to harass people. That's what should happen. If you want to lower tensions, that's how you do it.
Doing a terrific job, and I feel a lot safer as a D.C. resident with them here.
It's now came out that he was an illegal migrant from Afghanistan. Now,
okay, let me just check that because that doesn't sound right. Hang on. Undocumented. Hang on, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can just get some information on this. Three, 4, 5. All right. He was not undocumented. That's just a flat out bald-faced fucking lie. He was documented. He was a documented immigrant. He previously worked with the U.S. government, including the CIA, as a member of a partner force in Kandahar during the war in Afghanistan. He was involved with the Zero Unit, working closely with the CIA and the Joint Special Operations Command, essentially an elite counterterrorism unit that conducted operations against the Taliban on behalf of the U.S. Wow, dude, that's crazy. That's just a flat out lie. Jesus Christ, that's nuts, dude. These people just say anything. They have no scruples.
Trump's calling for reverse migration here in the United States. Do you support reverse migration?
Yes, I support it.
Reverse migration. I've never heard that term before. Let's see if I can find info on this one. Oh, remigration. It's remigration. It's euphemistic terms for what people call ethnic cleansing. It's ethnic cleansing, remigration. They're talking about ethnic cleansing. Holy fucking shit, dude. The word first circulated among the French far right in the 1990s, but has recently found a footing in other countries. The term was popularized by far right Austrian political activist Martin Sellner, who has called to end the migrant invasion of America. Sellner is the leader of Austria's ultranationalist identitarian movement, a far-right group known for anti-immigration activism and promoting ethno-nationalist ideology. God damn, dude. It has a connection to the Great Replacement conspiracy theory as well. That's insane. So when he says remigration, he means ethnic cleansing. Basically, he's saying whether you are documented or not, we want to move all immigrants who are not white out of the country. That's what it means, ethnic cleansing.
Do you support reverse migration?
Yes, I support it. I think because we have not had assimilation with this immigration, it's just really become an invasion.
We haven't had assimilate. What are you talking about? People haven't assimilated? What? Of course they fucking assimilated. In what way have people not assimilated to American culture?
And And until you have assimilation and these immigrants coming in that respect this country and respect the people living here and don't hate us, then it's never going to work out. It's a recipe for disaster. So until we can fix this system that has become so broken, until it can heal, I'm 1,000% with the president. We love our immigrants, but what Joe Biden did to this nation has made the process a total disaster. So,
bro, what did Joe Biden do? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Every problem in this person's life somehow routes back to Joe Biden.
So I think that we should pause, fix, and then reevaluate.
How do you feel about the current state of America right now here in the nation's capital?
Dude, these people are fucking disgusting, seriously. Like truly deeply evil people. Absolutely unacceptable, some of the shit that they're talking about here. Like ethnic cleansing. How is this even an acceptable conversation? Jesus fucking Christ. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. These people they have problems. I wish I could watch more of this because it's very fascinating, but unfortunately I don't have the time. Let's see here. Tabs. Close Nick Shirley. Let's hit the MAGA Queen. Whoop. Open. Dude, I've been on MAGA TikTok lately, and it is a weird place to be. Listen to this.
Raise your hand if you'd vote for Donald Trump a fourth time. So I asked Grok if Donald Trump could possibly be the next president of the United States in 2028, and it said yes. Let's get into it.
Okay. Grok said yes, Trump could possibly be the president in 2028. That seals the deal. That means it's possible. Because AI says it's true, that means it's true. Are you shitting me right now?
If we continue to turn red in both the House and the Senate, repeal the 22nd Amendment with a 2/3 vote in the House and the Senate.
Okay, look, there, you've got a problem right at the start. If we continue to turn red in 2026, one more time?
To turn red in both the House and the Senate.
That's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's just not. It is literally every single time, or damn near every single time, a president gets voted in, the following midterm always goes to the opposing party. That's how it has always worked, pretty much, for a long time anyway. Because the president gets in, he's doing his agenda or whatever, and the opposing side gets invigorated, gets upset by what's happening because they're getting a lot of W's. So the opposing side always takes power in those midterms. We were slated to take power in 2026 anyway for that reason. But Donald Trump is so incredibly unpopular. I mean, look at the hands-off protests. They beat, I think, the Iraq war protests, which is a big fucking deal. Or came real close to beating them. I believe they're the biggest protests. The hands-off and the No Kings protests, the biggest protests in U.S. history, almost in world history. Second only to like an Indian protest that was gigantic, and I think maybe one more in China. Republicans have no chance, but okay, keep telling me how Trump is going to win, or how he's going to run again legally.
If we continue to turn red in both the House and the Senate, repeal the 22nd Amendment with a 2/3 vote in the House and the Senate, and then ratify it by 3/4 of the states, like 38 out of 50, I believe. And then voila, President Trump can be elected president in 2028. What do you think about that?
You are so incredibly cringy as a human being. Please stop. Please delete TikTok. I'm begging you. First of all, and second, like, are there even 38 Republican governors? I don't think there are. You know the last time we had a constitutional amendment? It's not happening. And also, Trump is like 103, okay? He's done. He's not running again, in my opinion. And even if he did run, and even if he won, he's got one foot in the grave, one on a banana peel already. He's old as sin. What's all that bitching you guys did about how old Biden was, and now you're perfectly fine with Donald Trump running again? Really? I'm telling you, man, MAGA TikTok is something. I don't know what word. Schmoobly-gong? That feels right. Can't come up with the right word for it. Let me write down my timestamps. 1:51 to 2. All right, awesome. She was like a treasure trove of insanity. Check this one out for the audio audience. She's walking in with a sweatshirt that she's wearing like it's a dress. And it says drinking milk plus ice and PB cookies while watching the White House TikToks.
Is the season to deport 'em? Fa la 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 la. We love ice and we support 'em. Fa la 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 la.
Why am I watching her eat, first of all? I don't understand. And second, that's fucking vile, dude. Like, really fucking disgusting. How did we get here as a country? I scrolled through a bunch of her TikToks to see like what other stuff she had going on, and it was just wild. Check this one out. It says, I don't think I can play the song. I'm going to mute it. It says, imagine being so pretty, all you have to do is stare at the camera and go viral. And she's looking in the mirror. Look how pretty, right? Imagine, all you have to do is stare at the camera and you go viral for how pretty you are. Totally. She's in a Trump hotel right now. Vile human being, dude. Disgusting. And then there's hold on, let me pull this one up. Then there's Politipeach. There's this one right here.
I love all people. Me too. We all need to be kind and accepting of one another. I agree, kindness is everything. I am for women. Yes, girl, me too. No, wait, so you're a Kamala supporter as well? No, I'm a Trump supporter. You racist, female-hating, bigot liar.
Okay, I also like making up fake arguments that never happened in my head and then winning them against myself.
What? You don't love anyone. You hate people. You're racist. We just agreed on the same things.
Well, you don't actually love women and all of that shit if you're a Trump supporter. But aside from that, who is she arguing with? This is fake.
I do.
Like, has she literally ever had this conversation with another human being in real life? Ever? The answer is, of course, no, because this is so ridiculously fabricated. This is not realistic in any way. Oh my God, dude.
I'm for women, and I think being a racist is horrible. You might as well be a German when the Holocaust was going on because you support Hitler. Okay, who's being the bully now? I love all.
Okay, Jesus Christ. She's fucking insane. MAGA TikTok is a wild place to be, dude. Really. Oh my God. It's a sweatshirt / hoodie dress. They exist. Okay, this is the first time hearing of it. That's pretty cool, actually. But weirdly, it seemed like the only thing that she owned. She had like 6 of them. Oh, and you know what?
I love all.
I'm sorry. And you know what else, since we're talking about that last TikToker? Let me just... Okay, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Let me just go back to her TikTok to show you guys. I'm just going to scroll through so you get an idea of who she is. Where was it? Here. It was the MAGA Queen. We're just going to scroll through this insane TikTok. Look. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I have to mute it. I'm gonna mute it. She's got a beer cozy with a picture of Trump and some fuzz coming out where his hair is, and she's literally combing the beer cozy. Seriously, what is happening on MAGA TikTok? What's this?
Out there's Korean tooth whitening.
Sorry, wait a minute. Oh, this is just a normal.
Tis the sea, tis.
My uncle's husband, when I send him his Christmas present this year, and it's a Donald Trump clock. Who the fuck would want one of those, dude? I swear there is nothing and nobody that defines my personality to that degree that I would have a fucking clock like this.
Woof.
And so anyway, the point is I wanted to show you guys her TikTok because it's literally just the beer cozy and the clock over and over and over again. Wait, rate my jump? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Dude, okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to have a lot of editing to remove the music or whatever, but look at this. It's a calendar of Donald Trump lifting weights, eating dinner with Melania, doing a St. Patrick's Day thing, standing with the Easter Bunny. What the fuck, dude? Is this just a bunch of AI garbage that she's put in this calendar? Where did she even get this? A picture of Trump on Mount Rushmore? Him in front of the Lincoln, or the reflecting pool, I think. It's not even the real reflecting pool, I don't think. What is that? I can't even tell what I'm looking at. No, this is New York City. Oh, wait, is this is the World Trade Center? I don't know what the fuck this is even supposed to be. No, the One World Trade Center is in the background. What am I even looking at? Was it like an AI hallucination or something? Him eating turkey dinner with Melania? What is this? Him wearing a Christmas sweater? End the wokeness. Bro, like, what is wrong with her? Here, let's see what this is. Let me unmute. I've never gotten anything faster for Christmas like this talking Trump clock.
Hey, boys! Look what I got here! Hey, where are the white women at?
Okay, those were quotes from the movie Blazing Saddles. Why did she have those quotes in there? Yeah, I don't know what that music is, so I'm not going to let it play. But seriously, she has like a billion. I'm just scrolling through, and there are like a billion of these Trump clock videos. A billion of them. And then the beer cozy thing. What's this one? How to be a MAGA queen socialite. Get these socks.
Trophy, act like a trophy, talk like a trophy. Okay? Treat yourself like a trophy. Make sure every hair is in place. Make sure makeup is on point. Make sure your clothes is dressed like a trophy.
Dude, okay. The audio to this. Act like a trophy, dress like a trophy, make sure your hair's in place. She's wearing a literal gigantic sweatshirt dress and MAGA socks. Does she view herself as the trophy in this equation? Whose every hair is in place? It looks like she's wearing an outfit that she would just be wearing at home where nobody else would see it. But she's at a fucking grocery store. I have no problem with her wearing this at all. But to then put it over top of an audio saying how good you look, I mean, you have to know that what you're wearing is like really, really trashy, right? Trashy is good sometimes when you're just at home and not feeling like doing anything. But it does not match the audio at all. I am so goddamn confused by this woman. Dude, I'm going to get so many copyright hits. All right, let's just a little bit more politi-peach here.
I'm leaving the Republican Party. Okay. May I ask why?
Is it that simple to not be a Trump supporter anymore? Please. Give it a fucking rest, dude. Trump, see, this is one of the qualities of fascism. You can't not agree. It's unacceptable to disagree with fascism. They've made it their entire personality. It is who they are. And they will put up with, and they will not put up with people disagreeing to any degree. She pretends that it's this polite.
I don't agree with the policies anymore, and I'm leaning left. Okay, well, although we can agree to disagree, I really respect you as a friend.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, she's just making up fake situations in her head that have literally never happened ever.
I've enjoyed our friendship, and if you ever want to talk about politics, we can, but we don't have to. Thanks. I appreciate that. Of course. I'm leaving the Democratic Party.
Okay, so I guess it circled back around. Anyway, they are really, like, seriously in another reality, dude.
So, do you like barbecue?
Wait, you're on your first date and trying to find out if they're a Trump supporter, okay?
So, do you like barbecue?
Yeah, I love barbecue. Do you?
Sure do. So,
Is that a quality of Donald Trump and Trump supporters? Do they like barbecue?
have you ever driven an electric car?
Nope. They're terrible. Unless, what college did you go to?
Liberty University. What about you?
Liberty University is very obviously you're going to be a Trump supporter.
South Alabama. So, Team Blake or Justin?
Team Justin.
Wait, what is that one? I don't get. Team Blake or Team Justin? These are terrible. I don't understand.
Did you get vaccinated in 2020?
No. Did you? What's your opinion on the border?
I love immigration. I think we need immigrants in our country, you know? Legal immigrants.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes. Are you?
Yeah.
This is so sad, dude. Seriously. Like, and then they get all excited and knock shit over because they're happy to know each other and everything. Get help. Why is it that much of your personality? How is it that there's literally nothing else in your head but Trump? That you're thinking about Donald Trump on a date? Really? Like, what is it gonna take to get through to you people that this is not fucking normal? Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. These people are insane. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here. Tabs. 1 second. I'm just looking here. The MAGA Queen. Done.
They are near the throne of God.
I have this old Jim Baker video from like 2003. Oh, apparently I haven't done an analysis on this one yet. Let me start an analysis, actually. Hang on. Yeah, I'll run an analysis on this and just kind of let it go in the background for a minute or two.
Aughts in the early.
All right, cool. 1 second. Let me just pull this open here. All right, awesome. Well, I've been kind of diving down the rabbit hole of purity balls recently. This dad, it says for the audio audience, dad proposes to 20-year-old daughter with purity ring.
Sarah, will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain pure until the day you're married?
Yes.
It's so goddamn fucking cringy. Oh my god, it makes me want to vomit, dude.
That is gorgeous.
Give me your left hand. Okay.
Oh god. Okay. If you don't know about this, there's this purity thing where these girls will be basically they'll be dating their dad. Like he proposes to them and everything on his knees to stay pure until marriage, and they full on go on dates with their daughters and stuff. It is so fucking weird, dude. And this dad just literally proposed to his daughter. Oh, God.
Okay. This ring will remain on your left.
Yes, officer. He's right through there.
Thank you. Seriously. Oh. So it turns out Mike Johnson did a purity ball with his kid.
Aughts in the early 2000s. And so we have some still frames from the original reporting that was later taken down.
So this is from November 24th, 2024.
Here you see Johnson having his daughter take the purity pledge. He's putting a corsage on her wrist. Linda K. Klein, who's author of the book Pure, Inside the Evangelical Movement That Shamed a Generation of Young Women and How I Broke Free.
Dude, I should read that book. I'm going to grab that real fast, actually. What's it called? Hold on. Pure. One more time.
Generation of Young Women and How I Broke Free, who's author of the book Pure, Inside the Evangelical Movement That Shamed a Generation of Young Women and How I Broke Free. Well, she went on News Nation to explain purity balls and what actually goes on at these events. Let's take a look.
A purity ball is really something that you've got a group of, oftentimes a very traditional purity ball. You've got a group of young children, girls around the age of 12, 13, along there. They're in gowns that are not just ball gowns, but white ball gowns, wedding gowns in many ways. And they're fathers, and together their fathers are in suits or tuxedos, and they have a dance and they have a dinner, and it culminates at the end with this sort of placing of the purity ring, often on the ring finger, the girl's ring finger, as a promise to her father and also to her father in heaven that she will not defile her sexual purity.
Dude, it is so weird. I swear to God. I'm so fucking creeped out by this.
For marriage, not just not have sex, but to defile her sexual purity in any way. And then eventually the idea is that this ring stays on her finger until it is replaced by her wedding ring by her husband, which essentially symbolizes the transfer of ownership over her sexuality from her father to her husband.
This is wrong.
So a few more details about Johnson and his daughter. So the news segment, the German news segment, featured interviews with Johnson's daughter, who, by the way, now is 20 years old, and shows her at the purity ball pledging to her father to make a commitment to God, myself, my family, my friends, my future husband, and my future children to a lifetime of purity, including sexual purity. In between shots.
Bro, that's so bland and boring and awful. Like, you can't have any fun, like none? Why? Isn't she an adult? Can't she just live her fucking life?
In between shots of Johnson nodding along in agreement, Johnson's wife, Kelly Johnson, a Christian counselor, also told the German news outlet, quote, "We don't talk to her about contraception. Sex before marriage is simply out of the question."
Yeah, that's just sad and disgusting, honestly. And somebody says that they don't like Anna. I completely agree. Anna Kasparian is absolutely awful in every way. She's a right-wing scam artist at this point, and I cannot stand what she's done. But you know, it was worth kind of looking into. But it was interesting what she had to say about Mike Johnson. She was reporting on this. These people seriously need help. Like, there's a whole movement out there, the Quiverful movement, and other movements like that, other evangelical movements, that is just wrong and weird and disgusting. Like, please don't do this to your kids. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's seriously damaging to people. All right, that was a shorter one, but I'll leave it at that. 209 to 216. Wow, that was very short, actually. Just a second here. Got rid of the purity ball thing. Let's see, how far along is Jim Baker's stuff? It looks like it's getting there. It's almost done, actually. 20 seconds, looks like, estimated. I'm just looking at my other stuff here. Hang on. I was going to look at Jehovah's Witnesses bunker video again. It's been a while since I looked at it. It's a bit long, though. Guess I could scan through. I don't think I ever covered the entire video. But it's been a while since I watched it. It's super interesting. All right, let's watch just a bit of the bunker video, because why not? But first, I'm going to use the bathroom real fast. Just take me a second. Actually, hang on. The Jim Baker video finished. Interesting. Let's see. What did it come up with? What did the analysis come up with here? Millions of books have been sold that are literally preparing people to kill themselves and destroy themselves because they're going to be so upset when all these things begin to happen and they haven't been raptured out. Accuses other Christian teachers of promoting false doctrine that'll lead to mass checking out. Christian nationalism. The white horse is riding already. The horse of spiritual warfare. The Antichrist ideology. What's this?
I believe the white horse is riding already. The horse of spiritual warfare. The Antichrist ideology.
All right, let me use the bathroom real fast. I'm going to let this play for just a second. I'll be right back.
The banning of the 10 Commandments in our public places. The banning of prayer. All of this theology. The theology of prosperity is Antichrist theology. Can you not understand that? If the love of money is the root of all evil, how can you go to church and learn how to get and love more money? My God, we're preaching the opposite of Jesus. I realized I had to go to prison to figure that out, because I had time to read the Bible, time to study. Today, another gospel is truly being preached. Revelation 6:3, and he opened the second seal. I heard the second beast, the living being, say, "Go and see." And there went out a horse that was red. This is that flame-colored horse. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace and prosperity, it's in the Greek, from the earth, and that they should kill each other. What are we doing right now? Every day there's another bombing. Every day in India, in the Mideast, in Israel, everywhere, even in our own country, they shooting up. Somebody gets fired and they shoot the whole crew up at where they worked. High schools are being shot up. We are living in a violent time. The Bible calls this word, kill here, is actually butcher and slaughter and maim.
Was this before he got, or was this before he went to prison or after? I think this is after he went to prison, right? Or He spent 7.5 years in? So God's word knows everything, you think?
So God's word knows everything. You think, oh, scientists just revealed these things. I'm going to show you stuff that the scientists figured out a few days ago. And I find it was in the Bible, written several thousand years ago. They just read the Bible, they'd have it all figured out.
That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. You just read the Bible, you know quantum mechanics.
But AIDS in America, there's 1 million people in the United States with AIDS alone in this country.
Not sure if that was true at the time, but okay.
More than 20 million people have already died of AIDS. 14 million children are now orphaned from AIDS.
That doesn't sound right, but okay, maybe.
42 million more orphans totally in the next 7 years.
I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I just don't. That sounds made up. Hang on, let me just see if I can find facts on this. I'm super curious now. From 2003. Hold on, let's see if I can find info on this. I mean, this isn't even for a segment. I'm just wondering. Let's see. Okay. Claim number 1, 2, and 3 were roughly correct, close enough, I suppose. 1 million people in the U.S. had AIDS in 2003. More than 20 million people died of AIDS. 14 million children are orphaned from AIDS. Those were true. But 42 million children total will be orphaned in the next 7 years. No, not even close. Projections from that era suggested by 2010, the number of children orphaned by this disease projected to reach 25 million, not 42 million. Even the higher estimates were projected to be around 25 million, not 42. That's just made up. That's completely made up. But okay. Again, that was not part of the segment. I was just wondering. Let's see, Jehovah's Witnesses. Let's watch just a bit of the bunker video. All right, awesome. There's this old video called The Bunker Video by Jehovah's Witnesses. It's a classic. I covered it years and years and years ago. I think it's maybe 2017. I wanted to watch just a little bit of it. It's like a 30-minute video, but it was so ridiculous at the time. It made its rounds in XJW YouTube so many years ago. Let's give it a listen. The premise is these Jehovah's Witnesses are sitting in a basement waiting or hiding from the government who is coming to arrest them for being Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever. Listen to this.
Experience. That's why.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, and it comes with outline. So it was a full talk. They would show these segments at a convention, and then the speaker at the convention would, like, tell a story or whatever about this and then continue on.
What an experience. That's why loyalty to Jehovah has been so important.
That is so true, Brother Brown. How about you? Has your loyalty ever been tested?
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was years ago, and an elder came to give me counsel after a talk. And let's just say I was not expecting.
You were really quiet the whole way home. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
This acting, though, right? Top tier shit.
What is on your mind?
I can't believe the nerve that Ben has.
Ben?
Yeah, Ben. He gave me counsel about that talk that I gave last week.
Really? What did he say?
I don't know. Something like, I didn't use enough scriptures. Whatever.
He's so angsty and angry. Oh my God. You couldn't have picked somebody better than this dude for the acting parts. I'm sorry. This is rough.
I mean, it was hard to listen. You know, I've been an elder longer than he has.
Which means you're better than him, right?
And he comes up to me and gives me counsel about my teaching?
Please tell me you didn't argue with him.
No, of course not. But it wasn't easy. I thanked him and said something like, I'll give it careful thought and I'll apply what he said.
So you did the right thing.
I mean, no matter what in that situation, it seems like you should probably just accept the counsel and move on with your life, right? Drama! Yeah, serious drama up in this piece. Absolutely. Thank you, Nariko.
Yes, but did I really? I took the counsel, but I don't like my attitude. I let pride get in the way of another elder giving me counsel just because I've been an elder longer.
So what are you going to do about it?
Pray. I mean, that's what I should do. And then go to Ben and ask him to explain what I didn't give him a chance to explain.
Wow, Brother Brown.
God, these people are so cringy, dude. I'm sorry. It's awful. They're like, you know, in all seriousness, this is the Jehovah's Witness personality. They're very vanilla and like boring and vapid and empty, you know? And I was the exact same way when I was a Jehovah's Witness. I was the exact same way. Just nothing behind those eyes but Jehovah. That's it. It's sad. Honestly, it's sad.
I can't picture you reacting that way to counsel, let alone getting counsel.
That was the problem. Neither could I. If I was going to remain loyal to Jehovah, I needed an attitude adjustment.
I mean, just because you're unhappy with like something that somebody said, you need an attitude adjustment now? That's what my dad used to say. He used to say, I'm going to give you an attitude adjustment. Did other kids born in the 90s/2000s also hear that?
So what did you do?
By the way, it's my dad's birthday today. Of course, he died. He was a terrible person. I didn't talk to him for the last 10 years he was alive. But yeah, it's his birthday.
Jehovah, I needed an attitude adjustment.
So what did you do?
I prayed. And I asked if I could
Well, for some reason, when he was asked, what did you do? For some reason, I thought he was going to say, started with your mom and worked my way to your dad.
really conduct myself as a lesser one. I went back to Ben and asked him to give me the counsel that he had prepared for me. I volunteered for assignments I hadn't done for a while. You know, things that we do that go unnoticed. And little by little, my attitude improved. After that, I felt closer to Jehovah. Seeing the need for more humility, well, was humbling.
I never realized, but it seems like everyone's had lessons to learn along the way.
Dude, you know, my mom's been saying to me recently, because I talked to her now a little bit, in the past 2 years or year or so. It's gotten a lot better. She's actually messaged me out of the blue and stuff. It's unexpected. Anyway, my mom said to me, you know, the society's changing a lot, because that's what they call it. They call it the society. They've changed a lot. They're really very different. They're very permitting. You can do whatever. You can talk to people, you know, who are not Jehovah's Witnesses. We can wear pants now, she says. That's absolutely true. They can wear pants at the meetings. It's a big deal. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, I will never be able to be a Jehovah's Witness ever again because, you know, A, I don't believe it. I think it's fucking nonsense. But aside from that, even if I wanted to like go back just to have a relationship with family or whatever, I couldn't possibly. I couldn't force myself to. Because this is the personality. They program in a personality. And you must have this personality. This is part of the deal. Even if they're more permitting, even if they're nicer and they're, you know, it's okay if you're not a Jehovah's Witness, you don't have to believe whatever. They act like this. This is part of who they are at their core. It's bizarre. And you know, I joked a minute ago, I said it's bad acting. It's really not. It's flawless, superb acting. They're acting like Jehovah's Witnesses. This is them putting on the Jehovah's Witness persona. I know it's weird to outsiders and it comes across as fake and plastic, but this is what Jehovah's Witnesses act like.
Believe me, I am still learning. If I hadn't changed back then with Jehovah's help, oh, things would be so different today.
Oh, yeah, and then the outline. From the outline, as you watched the video, did you note that Brother Brown used every opportunity to conduct himself as a lesser one? If we do the same, we will be guarding against the loyalty-eroding effects of pride. It's so cringy, dude. Avoid what erodes loyalty. Improper entertainment. From the outline, note in the following dramatization how a brother comes to appreciate that loyalty requires eliminating even subtle forms of improper entertainment. Oh boy, even subtle forms. I wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies, obviously. That's like a given. But even PG-13 being a subtle form of improper entertainment is borderline. G to PG is the good, the good range. All right, let's see the next part.
If I hadn't changed back then with Jehovah's help, oh, things would be so different today.
I think I'm gonna get some more water.
I guess I'm not the only one whose loyalty was tested. But for me, it was a little more subtle.
Remember, it said subtle forms of improper entertainment. So he's not watching adult entertainment. He's not watching porn, right? He's watching PG-13 movies, probably, is what this is.
Owen was a door to just about everything. But that door opened to some places I shouldn't have gone. At first, I thought, it's not pornography, so it's okay. But still, what I was seeing filled my mind with immoral thoughts.
Sounds like my kind of entertainment.
And I couldn't stop.
Galatians 6, 7, and 8 reads, "Do not be misled. God is not one to be mocked. For whatever a person is sowing, this he will also reap."
Reap what you sow. Reap what you sow. I was sowing unclean desires.
Wait, what? You're watching PG-13 movies. What are you talking about?
And reaping a double heart. Desensitized to things Jehovah hates.
Fun? Is it fun he hates?
Turn my eyes away from looking at what is worthless. It wasn't just whether an image is considered pornography. Anything that stirs up unclean thoughts is worthless, and I should turn my eyes away.
Hey, bro, some people enjoy impure thoughts, all right?
But I had to do more.
He unsubscribed from something?
Those weren't just the psalmist's words. They had to be my words. Words I've had to act on.
Siri, turn on living room lights.
They had to be my words. Words I've had to act on ever since to stay loyal to Jehovah.
seriously, it is such an incredibly boring life, dude. People can't just like enjoy life. They can't just like do their thing and not think about how they're not pleasuring God like a young boy should fucking constantly. From the outline, as you watched the video, did you note Travis resolved to avoid voluntarily viewing anything that fosters unchaste thoughts? If we avoid all improper entertainment, we will be guarding against its loyalty eroding effects, okay? From the outline, in the following dramatization, note the effect that bad associations can have on a Christian's attitude. Note to speaker, when introducing the video, do not reveal that the setting is during the Great Tribulation. Oop, just picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies on that one. I guess I revealed it. Sorry. The Great Tribulation is this period of time in Jehovah's Witness eschatology where they think that, like, it's going to be right before Armageddon, where God destroys everything and everybody, and we're all fucked, basically.
You know, we've been talking about times when our loyalty has been put to the test.
The Great Tribulation basically entails terrible persecution against Jehovah's Witnesses.
And not to put you on the spot, but didn't you have an experience?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're kind of putting her on the spot a little bit.
I did. And I don't mind sharing. It was when I was at that office job in the city. It was just coffee as usual.
Karen, we're making some coffee. Did you want some?
Oh, I love it. The good stuff, right?
Oh, yes.
Thanks.
No such thing as bad coffee.
Boy, I can smell it. And somebody brought treats. It's wonderful, thank you.
Yeah. So how are things going?
Treats?
But this time she started telling me about her problems at home.
So John, he got a text message from his ex-girlfriend.
No, that must be very hard for you.
Yeah, it is.
You know, there
That bitch.
are some things in the Bible that have helped me in my marriage that I would love to show you. I was excited about the chance to give a witness.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Is that for me?
I know how you like it.
Ooh, thank you. From time to time, we talked, kept the conversations brief.
Okay, so they're coworkers. They're coworkers, right? She's just chatting with coworkers, not on break, but like just like between I get on break, I suppose, right? On break. She's just talking to him on break. Or like when they get up to use the bathroom or whatever, she's just kind of chatting with them. What's wrong with that? She says try to keep it brief. Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you trying to keep it brief exactly? I don't understand.
And that was it.
Hey!
But over time, the conversations grew. And husbands and family were often the hot topic. And everyone had a viewpoint. If I may, there's some things in the scriptures that I still thought I could give a witness and actually teach them something about Jehovah.
Yeah, like nobody gives a fuck about your stupid bullshit is the problem, and she probably learned that the hard way, right?
Honey, it doesn't work like that.
No, like Jehovah's Witnesses, if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you're listening, your solutions are idealistic and ridiculous and don't actually work in practice. And you can scream this until you're blue in the face. You're just not doing it right. But it doesn't make it any more realistic.
All right. Sorry, Karen. Too much information, right?
You know, with a husband.
But in reality, I was the one being taught. And I was a quick learner. I was sure their thinking wasn't rubbing off on me. Until one day when Robert called. The girls knew that Robert and I had had a small disagreement that morning.
Small disagreement? What kind of shit do Jehovah's Witnesses disagree on? When I was a Jehovah's Witness, my family was kind of viewed as, I don't know, what's the word? They're viewed as not very good Jehovah's Witnesses, I guess one might say. Because my parents were, my mom would swear sometimes. And my mom, she grew up at a time when the word queer was not an insult at all. It literally just meant different or odd. But she said the word queer a lot. Like, well, that's queer, just kind of strange. Not even related to being gay in any way, shape, or form, like at all. And she got in a ton of trouble for that because she's just kind of gallivanting around the Kingdom Hall saying queer. So, we weren't really like the most popular bunch at the Kingdom Hall, if you will. We weren't really, we were viewed as like the less spiritual family, I guess one might say. But
The girls knew that Robert and I had had a small disagreement that morning.
so I can't really compare like what my parents' disagreements were to like normal people because they really got into it like bad sometimes. Like my dad was terribly abusive. He was not the ideal Jehovah's Witness. I don't know what a Jehovah's Witness family like this would argue about. Where the hell do I go in this game? I am lost. That's very frustrating. Why did it take me here? Can I not go? Dairon, is there another? Hold on. Yeah, no, wait. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm. Yeah, there is another place I can go. I went to the wrong spot. Damn it. All right, back up.
And he was calling to apologize. Although some of it was my fault.
Karen, did you want to get a little coffee?
Mm.
No, it's him. If you don't want to talk to him now, then don't. Besides, it sounds like he could use a little silent treatment.
Okay. So she learned the silent treatment from her little work buddies then, right?
I couldn't believe the effect the association was having on my attitude and my marriage.
But what could you do? You worked with them every day, and you were able to give a witness sometimes.
But I had let it turn into regular, unnecessary association.
See, they were locking in. They were locking themselves in even deeper. And my mom says that they've changed a lot. And they have, since Toni Morris was fired. That has never happened before. A governing body member fired that way. It was a big fucking deal when it happened. It was crazy. And I think that Toni Morris was keeping things insufferable. I think he was keeping it like miserable to be in the organization, locking people in deeper, making it impossible for people to just like live their own lives and be normal human beings and all that stuff. I think that was what it was. I think Toni Morris was the issue, honestly. And when he was fired, things lightened up a lot.
That was spoiling my useful habits. And that had to change. I started keeping things friendly, but professional. I was more cautious.
So you can't even be friends with these people in 2017. Friendly, but professional, cautious. You can't just talk to them on your work break. You can't just be a normal fucking human being with these people. It is so incredibly sad.
As I would be if they had invited me out, or if a male coworker had invited me to join him for a break.
So did that work?
It did. And I was so relieved.
And so was I.
God, these people are so cringy. Again, this isn't them acting poorly. This isn't bad acting. This is them acting really, really well like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah gave us the good morals and habits that we have. Exposing myself to bad association was being disloyal to him. When I think how far we are now into the
what? OMG. the Great Tribulation?
How was it out there?
It's not good. It won't be long, maybe an hour.
Is Kevin with you?
He said he's not coming. That he doesn't want to have anything to do with us anymore.
How sad. Now, this far into the Great Tribulation.
So this was a big reveal, and their belief system has actually changed, I believe. They're slightly different in that after the Great Tribulation starts, they used to give a message. They were giving a message of good news, and it's going to change from one of good news to judgment. Basically, they're going to go up to people's doors, knock on them, and say, "You're fucked," and then leave. That's what it used to be, but not anymore. Now, people can join clear through to Armageddon. If you don't get, they used to say the ark door is going to shut when the Great Tribulation comes along, but that is not the belief anymore, fascinatingly. So they're going to bring that up in a little while, too. It's just really interesting that they changed their beliefs. This is from the outline. At this point in the video, it's now clear that Robert, Karen, and the others are deep into the Great Tribulation. Had Karen not previously made the needed adjustments in her associations, she may have lacked the strength to remain loyal during the Great Tribulation. Okay? In the following dramatization, we rejoin our brothers and sisters who are in hiding in a basement during the Great Tribulation. Notice the importance of working hard to overcome fear of man. Just jump. Yeah, there it is.
I just don't get it. Kevin knows we're in the Great Tribulation. Why would he say he doesn't want anything to do with us anymore?
Darren, I thought you had heard by now.
Heard what?
When our message changed from good news to judgment, he was telling everyone that it would make problems for us and that he was done.
I can't believe it.
Darren, think about it. We have all tried to help Kevin.
Yeah, I remember.
Think back to Sunday afternoons when we preached in the northern estates. We asked if he wanted to go.
Did he give us a...
So we wanted to get him to go in service with us, and he was refusing.
Well, we're gonna go to the northern estates, and then... Okay. Hey, Kevin, do you want to join us? We're going up to the northern...
He said he had the weekend shift. Again. But that the people there have their paradise, and they don't listen anyway. The car's over here.
And when we do public witnessing...
Hey, Kevin. We've been having great experiences out there at Turner Street.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, that's by your job.
So the dude just didn't want to go door knocking is the bottom line, right? He just didn't want to go knock on doors. And who the fuck can blame him? That's miserable. Trust me. From somebody who did it, like, my entire life, it was awful. Nobody wants to do that.
Do you get to talk to your coworkers about it?
He said it wasn't a good idea to make waves at the store.
For as much as we've all tried to help Kevin, he let his fear of man go unresolved.
Proverbs says, trembling at men is a snare. If Kevin couldn't preach with boldness during favorable times, imagine how much harder it was for him to loyally rely on Jehovah during this difficult time.
My God, dude. Like, they pressure people into doing shit that is miserable. Trust me, it's fucking miserable. Why can't they just leave people alone? Let them live their lives and do their thing without making them feel like they're literally, like, blood guilty. I.e., they're not going to make it into the new system, the paradise, if they don't knock on doors for people.
Yeah, now, during the Great Tribulation.
Open up.
Okay, now hang on a second. He didn't use the code. I thought you were supposed to use the code. You're supposed to knock 3 times, right? What happened to the code? What's the point of having a code if nobody uses it? I mean, people know you're hiding in there, right? If it's the cops, they're just gonna fucking get you, so.
What is going on out there?
They're just north of town, searching every house.
Every house?
Yeah, the neighborhood's in a panic.
Let's stay calm and lean on Jehovah.
Honestly, I don't believe there will ever come a time in the United States where Jehovah's Witnesses are hunted in this way. I think it's absurd to believe that that's going to happen, certainly anytime soon. But either way, what they're doing right now is fear-mongering, intentionally trying to scare people into believing what they believe, basically. Trying to scare people into line. Trying to scare them into following their instructions and doing what they want them to do. Scaring the bejesus out of them, if you will, because it works to their benefit to scare the shit out of them. You know, my mom came to visit recently, again, for first time in ever. She's never actually visited my house before. And not since I was like, you know, still a Jehovah's Witness, basically. And she said, I don't watch the news because they scare people. They try to scare you with some of the things that they say and do. I was like, you're absolutely correct. Yes, 100%. That's right, they do. Is this not like clicking for you that Jehovah's Witnesses do the exact same shit?
At some point, we can expect the final attack on God's people. But Jehovah's going to give us the courage we need. So let's pray together. We'll read the scriptures, and we'll keep sharing what's helped us remain loyal to God.
Like, saying all this shit about loyalty is fucking bizarre, though, right? How they're so completely obsessed with loyalty, remaining loyal, and all of that. It is bizarre. Straight up bizarre. It's not normal. I got to tell you, man, I thought it was normal. I thought it was. When I was a Jehovah's Witness, I thought it was normal. I thought this is the type of shit that people do, the way that people act. And when I exited the religion, it was more than a culture shock to discover that this is not how people act, that this is not normal. It's unusual. It's bizarre. Had Kevin addressed his fear of man and accepted assistance to overcome it, he would likely have had the strength to remain loyal during the Great Tribulation. As demonstrated in the 4 videos, strengthening our loyalty to Jehovah now is essential to remaining loyal under future tests of faith, including the upcoming Great Tribulation. Had Kevin addressed his fear of man and accepted assistance to overcome it, he would likely have had the strength to remain loyal during the Great Tribulation. As demonstrated in the 4 videos, strengthening our loyalty to Jehovah now is essential to remaining loyal. Oh, I read that. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Pursue what builds loyalty. Appreciation. From the outline, in the following dramatization, note how a lack of appreciation can lead to serious consequences. Okay.
Darren, could you read Psalm 116 and verse 12?
It says, with what will I repay Jehovah for all the good he has done for me.
How can Psalm 116, verse 12, give us courage right now?
He's their spiritual leader right now, and he's studying a magazine, quote unquote, with them right now. I think it's a magazine. Maybe he's pulling this out of his head. I'm not even sure, but it's framed exactly how Jehovah's Witnesses do it, and I swear it's so fucking weird. They have books that they read from with questions that they ask. It feels like they're teaching people, right? But they're not. They're all just repeating the same shit from the same books, the same questions across the world at the same time and place everywhere. It's just so strange to me now. Like, looking back at it, it is so odd how they act and the things that they say and do and everything. It's so strange.
Elaine.
Well, Jehovah's always done well for us in the past, so we can trust he'll do the same for us now.
He has? Jehovah has done well for us in the past? Hasn't done well for me. He hasn't done jack shit for me. In fact, Jehovah, quote unquote, was the source of a lot of pain and suffering in my life. But they're programmed to believe that everything good that happens is Jehovah, everything bad that happens is Satan.
And in the future.
Thank you. Josh?
That's so true, that he's always done good things for us. But from what I've seen, what really makes a difference is how we respond to that goodness. For some in the congregation, those good things became a test of their loyalty.
Continue with our meeting. We have a letter to read. To all congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses, dear brothers and sisters, if we are to have Jehovah's favor and blessing as individuals.
Bro, what's this dude in the background doing? Is he paying any fucking attention at all? What is wrong with this guy? He's not receiving the spiritual food.
And sisters, if we are to have Jehovah's favor and blessing as individuals.
They found fault with what the organization was doing or not doing.
As we work together with you shoulder to shoulder, your brothers, the Christians.
Now, paragraph 12 gives more detail on our adjusted understanding of this exciting account.
Oh, they're giving us new light right now in this. That's so funny. They're changing their doctrine and claiming that Jehovah is providing new light, new information. And the light's getting brighter. You can see things more clearly. Even though in reality, they're completely changing everything around. There is no new light about it. It doesn't make any sense at all. Their changes are nonsensical. And they're like, you can't illuminate things and come to the conclusions that they've come to. That's not how it works.
Let's read it. Brother Perez, please read paragraph 12 for us.
Soon, they criticize any teaching or arrangement they didn't agree with. And whether they realized it or not, their critical attitude was eroding their own loyalty.
Eroding their own loyalty. Damn.
It was affecting others.
Now, before we ask the question for that paragraph, who would like to read Psalms 116, verse 12? Kyle, please.
Eventually, some were no longer our brothers. But the more grateful our family was for what Jehovah gave us, the stronger our attachment to him became. So I've learned to have appreciation for everything Jehovah's done for us.
Wait, I don't understand. So somebody was bitching about the organization not, like, what, changing things? They were bitching about the organization changing things, right? A bunch. And this guy says, so I've learned to have appreciation. I don't, where's the connection? I don't understand. What are you talking about? I'm so goddamn fucking lost right now.
And for his organization. It's helped us all make it to this point. And I'm sure it will help us stay loyal through the rest of the Great Tribulation.
And it says, from those words stated in the discussion in the video provide a sobering lesson for us. If we want to build an unbreakable attachment to Jehovah, we must, in both attitude and action, do as 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, give thanks for everything. As our dramatization resumes, note why it's important to control not just our actions, but also our thoughts. Wow, dude. I mean, that's pretty on the nose, right? We must control not just our actions, but our thoughts. Wild. Wild to see it so plainly in text like that, right? Absolutely nuts. Just jump forward here. There we go.
I know that look.
Oh, now his sister or whoever is going to give her account or whatever the fuck of what's going to happen, or how she felt, or how she learned to love Jehovah more, or whatever the fuck.
You have an experience, don't you?
I do, but
It can't be anything I don't already know.
well, it's not exactly on my list of things to share with my little brother.
There's no pressure, Elaine. Only tell it if you want to.
It's okay. For me, I struggled with negative thinking.
Negative thinking. It's important to control your thoughts, okay?
No way.
Yeah. But I had a good friend who always helped and listened and helped me learn how to fight it. And I'll always be grateful. I would pray, but at times the feelings were so strong, I didn't know what to do.
I know.
So she's struggling with depression, I guess, right?
Oh, I know. That must be so hard for you.
Will I ever stop feeling like this?
Don't worry about if it's gonna stop. Let's talk about ways you can take control when it happens.
Okay, I got to tell you, Jehovah's Witnesses don't know jack shit about treating depression and should not be who you go to get help for this. This is a medical situation that trained medical professionals should help with, not Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, my mom, she had her fair share of mental health crises. And the solution from the society is throw yourself into Jehovah's Witness literature. That is their solution. That is what you're supposed to do. Sorry, man, that's not helpful. That doesn't help anybody with anything. In fact, that makes it fucking worse.
Take control?
You know, the scriptures tell us as Christians, we pray for self-control in our actions. But do you know we need that same self-control for our thoughts?
I never thought about it that way before.
What a creative, interesting way of telling Jehovah's Witnesses to control their thoughts, right?
The scriptures tell us how. Can we read one together?
Yeah, I really like that.
It's in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, in verse number 5. You're gonna like this scripture. Chapter 10 and verse 5. Do you feel like reading it?
Okay. For we are overturning reasonings and every lofty thing raised up against the knowledge of God. And we are bringing every thought into captivity to make it obedient to the Christ.
What? Seriously, like, this is screaming cult now, right? This should be screaming cult to you. Thought control. They're teaching people about thought control. It's like they read the Byte model and, like, learned the most effective ways of controlling people. That is wild.
Karen showed me what it meant to bring my negative thoughts into captivity and to make...
Dude, I'm sorry. I wonder how rare the name Karen is now. Like, I have to wonder what the, like, newborn naming rate is for babies named Karen and how it's different now than what it was before. It's got to be, like, through the floor now, right?
Make them obedient to the Christ. I had to know what my negative thoughts were, all of them, and write them down. And for each one, find what Jehovah thinks, and then find scriptures that I could remember each time that negative thought returned.
Quote unquote negative thought. So, I mean, really think about this for a second. The previous one that they were trying to tell people to, you know, be careful about was, what was it? Oh, okay, hang on. 1904-85. It was, oh yeah, it was questioning the society. You can't question the society or the decisions that they make or like their attempts to, you know, come up with new light or whatever other stuff. You can't question those things. And now they're saying, keep your thoughts under control. This screams cult, right? Does this not scream cult from the mountaintops?
I kept that list with me at all times. It was a slow process, but with Jehovah's help and with Karen's, I've learned how to fight the battle against negative thoughts.
Elaine, that was so brave of you to share.
Well, just listening to everyone else's stories about loyalty, it made me think about what I needed to do to stay loyal.
I need to control my thoughts to stay loyal. What a psychotic thing to say, seriously. I mean, really think about that. If you heard a Megapotamian say that shit, it would disturb the fucking shit out of you, right?
Now, Elaine, if you don't mind me asking, how did you see that as a test of loyalty?
Well, one scripture I memorized, 1 Corinthians 9:25, says, "Now everyone competing in a contest exercises self-control in all things." So if Jehovah's telling me I need to exercise self-control in all things, even my thinking, then I'm loyal to Jehovah when I try.
Elaine, you are to be commended for what you did.
Again, not bad acting. It's not bad acting. It's good acting, like a Jehovah's Witness.
And for seeing the need.
Shirley.
More Jehovah's Witnesses. As Elaine's expressions in the video show, self-control is not limited to controlling our actions. It includes controlling our thoughts. Jesus, dude, seriously, it is such a psychotic thing to say. This is one of the most psychotic videos ever. Simplifying our life to expand our ministry is another way to demonstrate our love for Jehovah. Note how this is highlighted as we resume our dramatization. Okay? Continue.
Shirley. I'm so glad you guys made it safely.
It's getting bad out there now.
Chris, were you able to check on all of the other groups?
Yes, Brother Brown, I took a count at each group.
Thank you.
So I guess he's kind of like the overseer of the groups or whatever. Brother Brown, he's like the... I guess he'd be like the presiding overseer. I don't think that... I think it's now the coordinating body or coordinating body of elders or whatever the fuck. I don't remember the name of the position now, but it used to be the presiding overseer. Or maybe the district overseer even.
So you've been visiting each group, even with all that's going on out there?
Yes, but there have been some scary moments. Still, we're going to shepherd all of the groups for as long as we still can.
The brothers really appreciate you making the sacrifice to do this. And you too, Shirley, for supporting Chris.
Because she's not taking any risks? Are you serious right now? It's not the tribulation, it's just the purge, right?
Is everybody okay?
Everyone's fine. They're getting used to doing without, some for the first time.
You and Shirley set a good example for
God, it's so cringy, dude.
keeping your life simple.
Thanks. But honestly, that wasn't always the case.
What do you mean?
Wow, she's coming in and she's bitching about her life just randomly. She wasn't even here for any of the other shit.
Well, one day we were watching the video, We Live a Simple Life. And it really helped us to take a good look at our lives. We were both pioneering, but still living a comfortable life.
What, and you're not allowed to live a comfortable life? You have to suffer? Like, is that a requirement? Or something? I don't understand. Why do you have to fucking be miserable?
And we started wondering. Our love for Jehovah had moved us to pioneer, but could it move us?
By the way, for non-Jehovah's Witnesses, pioneering is where you agree to knock on doors for like a certain number of hours every month. Like you agree to get like 50 or 70 or 90 hours a month door knocking, which amounts to 15 to 20 hours a week, basically. You're doing it as a part-time job when you sign up to be a pioneer. It's miserable.
Us to take the next step. After meditating and praying about it, the answer became obvious. We sold our house, found a little apartment in the territory.
Why do you have to be uncomfortable? I don't understand.
Took some time to adjust. But what it did for our relationship with Jehovah was so worth it.
You know, and God, every time I tell this story, it creeps me the fuck out. I knew a Jehovah's Witness couple like this that did pioneering. They chose not to have children because they didn't want to bring children into this ugly world, which is fine. That's okay. And Jehovah's Witnesses are fine with that. They don't care if you take birth control. You don't have to if you don't want to. Or you can if you want or whatever. Anyway, they used to play Kingdom Melodies, this Jehovah's Witness piano music. They'd play Kingdom Melodies while they were, getting it on to involve Jehovah in the equation. They wanted to involve Jehovah in the equation. That is fucked up, right? What is wrong with people, dude? I'm telling you, when you make this such a consequential part of your personality, you do some weird fucking stuff.
With nothing to tie us down, we were blessed to go to the School for Kingdom Evangelizers. And
SKE.
then that's when you all met us.
I remember when you guys moved here, everything you owned fit into your car and trailer.
Yeah.
How much longer will this keep up?
Chris, please say another prayer for us. Then I think we should look at some more scriptures that'll help us.
And now we're going to get the closing section or whatever, where they're revealing all this stuff. And God, it's so cringy. So it says, as shown in the video, love will motivate us to make sacrifices for our brothers and sisters, and it'll move us to make sacrifices for Jehovah. Pursuing love will result in an unbreakable bond of loyalty that will last for all eternity. Let us take one more look at our brothers and sisters facing the Great Tribulation and note how vital their faith is to their endurance. Okay?
Do you see anything? Do you see any witnesses?
It's so fucking cringy, dude, really. It is so cringy and ridiculous and fake. Again, like, this shit has happened in the past. Like, in Germany, this type of thing happened. Although not really, I suppose, because Jehovah's Witnesses could very much just, like, blend in with, you know, broader society. Jews could not blend in as easily, because, you know, you had to turn your papers over, but you don't have Jehovah's Witness on your papers. But you have Jewish on your papers, you know. So Jehovah's Witnesses, like, they didn't really have to hide like this. Certainly not to this degree, not the same degree as Jews did in Germany, although in some cases they did. In Russia, they had to, you know, they're facing serious persecution there. But that's not happening here in the United States. It's not even close to this. In fact, it wasn't happening at all anywhere in the world, really. Not in Russia. It is now a bit in Russia. It wasn't happening even in Russia at the time when this released. The whole thing is absurd. And even if it were happening somewhere, they're doing nothing but fear-mongering. They're trying to scare the shit out of people intentionally, because scaring the shit out of them accomplishes the goal of convincing them to do whatever it is you want them to do. It's brainwashing 101.
Where are they?
Psalm 27 is really going to help us. Jehovah is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? Jehovah is the stronghold of my life. Whom should I dread? When evil men attack me to devour my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies were the ones who stumbled and fell. Though an army should set up camp against me, my heart will not fear.
Oh, he took the glasses off. You know it's getting real.
Though war should break out against me, even then I will remain confident. One thing I have asked of Jehovah: where would I be if I did not have faith? That I would see Jehovah's goodness in the land of the living. Hope in Jehovah. Be courageous and strong of
Look, she's literally crying. She's literally crying right now at this shit.
Heart. Yes. Hope in Jehovah.
Thank you, Brother Brown. That psalm is very faith-strengthening.
It is, Chris. Especially the question at verse 13. Where would I be if I did not have faith? I think all
You would be a normal human being. That's where you would be.
of us can identify with that question.
Absolutely. Without faith, none of us would be here.
All of us here, and all of our brothers everywhere, at this hour, we can all feel good that we've worked hard to build faith in Jehovah's promises. We've all resisted temptations to serve God half-heartedly.
Resist temptation. I embrace them.
With a date in mind, or for some selfish reason. Instead of just going through the motions of being a disciple, our faith is real. It's genuine. Paul called that faith, faith without hypocrisy.
Dude, like, what is he even talking about right now? And why the fuck should I care? Honestly. Paul called it faith without hypocrisy. It's real and genuine. Okay. And why do you think it's good to believe in something without evidence? I mean, that's what faith is, right? That's what the Bible defines faith as. Belief without evidence. Why is that a good thing? Why do you consider that good?
And to have seen you build that kind of faith just warms my heart. You studied God's Word to better understand His ways and His promises. That has made your faith strong today. You reasoned on Jehovah's past dealings with you, and that has given you strength to remain loyal under test. And your faith has led you here.
Again, like, what is he talking about right now? What does any of this mean? I don't understand.
As loyal servants of Jehovah, confident that Psalm 97, verse 10, applies to you personally. Jehovah is guarding the lives of his loyal ones.
Jehovah's guarding the lives of his loyal ones. He says immediately before being arrested. Like, what are you talking about? Lead me not into temptation. I know the way already, right?
Where are they? Check the basement.
Bro, it is so cringy.
Check that door.
Heroic music plays. It's ICE agents. It's all fear-mongering nonsense. Okay, yes. People have to deal with this type of shit in some countries sometimes, and that's bad. But getting them worked into a blood frenzy and convincing them that this is going to happen to them imminently. So they must be a part of the religion no matter what. So they have to cut off contact with their family members and do and say everything you tell them to say and do and control their thoughts and everything. That is toxic as shit. From the outline, of course, we don't know all the details of how events will unfold during the Great Tribulation. The videos we have seen are merely a dramatization to illustrate the points discussed in these two symposiums. What we do know is that Jehovah will guard his loyal ones, but he literally didn't guard his loyal ones in that situation. They literally got arrested. What are you talking about? Just pure, unadulterated, fear-mongering trash. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. The bunker video never gets old, honestly. All right, I guess I'm going to call it there. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been fun. I will see you guys on Wednesday. All right? Don't forget to check out firesidewatch.com, my website. I created it a while back, and I'm pretty proud of it. Also, yeah, check out my Patreon, owenmorgan.com/Patreon. It would mean a lot to me, okay?